I'm digging myself out of this graveyard, digging myself out of this graveyard. Out of this graveyard. Nothing but misery and loneliness under this ground, surrounded by skeletons that were lost and never found, buried in complacency, but it's time for me to get out, and it's time to leave the dead things behind. I'm feeling my heartbeat now, I'm taking myself out of this graveyard, taking myself out of this graveyard, a shovel in my hand, ready to stand again, taking myself out of this graveyard, out of this graveyard. Looking back into this grave I see is a pale, cold, lifeless version of me, but I'm finally out of this hole, reclaim my soul, filling all the vacancy with a new hope that I found, and it's time to leave the dead things behind. I'm feeling my heartbeat now, feeling my heartbeat now. I'm taking myself out of this graveyard, taking myself out of this graveyard, a shovel in my hand, ready to stand again, taking myself out of this graveyard. I'm ringing the bell, 6 feet further from hell. I'm ringing the bell, 6 feet further from hell. I'm taking myself out of this graveyard, taking myself out of this graveyard, a shovel in my hand, ready to stand again, taking myself out of this graveyard, out of this graveyard, out of this graveyard. Blinking eyes like hazard lights on these late night drives with you. Cigarettes, smoke covers hazel eyes, and I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I'm sleepless, I need this, and it makes no just up and left. You just up and left me. 'Cause I heard that the road you're on is one that leads you home to me. It's I heard how it ended, broken romantic, and I know we're history. I left the door unlocked. The lights are on our front porch where we sat. We talked and we laughed, and now I can't fall asleep. And it makes no sense why you just up and left. 'Cause I heard that the road you're on is one that leads you home to me. It's I heard how it ended, broken romantic, and I know we're history. So call me on a late night. You know that we're closer now. Don't tell me that it's alright. You know that I miss you, my dear. Cause I heard that the road you're on is one that leads you home to me. It's I heard how it ended, broken romantic, and I know we're history. So call me. Yes, I heard that the road you're on is one that leads you home to me. It's I heard how it ended, it's broken romantic, and I know we're history. I know we're history.
Never give in. Never give in. Never, never, never. In nothing, great or small, large or petty, never give in except to convictions of honor and good sense. Never yield to force. Never yield to the apparently overwhelming might of the enemy.
You're listening to the Outlaw Radio Network. OutlawRadioNetwork.com.
This country can't be knocked out with one punch. We get right back up again, and when we do, the world's going to hear the roar of our engines.
But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.
You do your work, and we will do our bit.
Republic. I like the sound of it. It means people can live free, talk free, go or come, buy or sell, be drunk or sober, however they choose.
Are you ready to be who you are?
No poetry, just a straight answer.
The government has deliberately sought to deceive the United States by false statements and expressions of hope for continued peace.
We are men of the hood, marry now at your expense.
But there's no both sides anymore. They're just trying to wreck our goddamn country. It's time for you younger guys to take over.
You were meant to be here tonight. This is your time. Their time is done. It's over. Screw them. This is your time. Now go out there and take it.
If you guys don't start thinking as men, we're going to have a lousy country.
For the crimes of incitement to cause unrest, I declare to be an outlaw.
All right, everybody, it is the Outlaw Radio Network for the 21st of June, 2026. Happy Father's Day, peeps.
Day.
Happy Father's Day.
Oh, this camera angle is awful. Who set this up?
You don't like that camera angle?
No.
What do you not like about it?
There's too much space at the top.
Well, we left the space at the top, Beeler, so we could highlight some of Tom's distilled spirits that are up there behind your head.
Yeah, it makes for bad viewing.
Well, if you'd have been here on time, you could have helped with the setup.
I was
No, you were
not
you're getting
that
KFC.
late.
By the way, listen, by the way.
By
Oh, hold on. Is your mic not on? Oh, try it again, Tom. Go ahead.
Do I have a
Hey.
Again, Kevin's learning how to run the boards, kids.
Yeah,
so.
that's okay. And the next thing I was going to say, it sounds like we might be clipping a little.
Yeah, I'm thinking that too. So why don't you guys talk for a sec? Tell the listeners all about your week, and I'll do some repair work.
Did you do anything fun today for Father's Day, Tom?
Actually, well, to me it was fun. Yes.
Yeah.
I was here in the distillery.
Okay.
Not a glamorous distillery day or anything, but I got to spend the day here. You know, kind of grinding my baby along.
There you go. There you go.
Hold it.
Hold on, Tom. I'm switching some switches. Go ahead and Tom, say something now.
Something.
That sounds better, doesn't it?
No, I can't hear me.
I can't hear anything.
You guys can't hear it at all?
No.
All right.
No.
Do we even have anybody listening? Hello?
Yeah,
Can
we
you
have
hear
millions
us?
of people listening.
Millions.
And millions. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. So you guys keep talking just for a sec. I gotta figure this out. Hold on.
So anyways.
Oh.
So you had time for you today on your Father's Day, which is awesome.
Well, yeah. I just like I said, I worked here in the distillery, so
yeah, I like
yeah.
that. Cool.
Yeah, Heather was feeling a little, funky today, so she and Leon stayed home, and
I bet they cuddled. I'm kind of jealous.
Probably. He's huge, but he is still 9 months old.
Yeah.
So he wants the puppy pile.
Maybe I should get a puppy.
Yeah, you should get a puppy.
So you missed it yesterday. We had pups and sips.
Boss Baby is in
I
the
did miss
background.
that.
Boss Baby, if we sound okay on your end, would you just give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down?
Everyone can hear us.
All right. Beeler said we sound great. Boss Baby said we sound great. So,
Oh, good. All right.
I think the clipping you're hearing is from your headphones.
Yeah, it might maybe.
And I'll play with some settings after the show. Okay. All right. So,
hold it. Beeler's talking about wanting a puppy.
Go ahead,
no,
Beeler.
it's fine. We don't need to discuss that anymore.
No, because
I actually thought about all the messes and I was like, nah, I'm good.
Puppies.
So,
are you sure? Because
no, I'm good. I'm good.
I know where there's a litter.
Nope, I'm good.
Actually, two litters. They are
I'm telling
half.
you guys, I'm gonna live on a houseboat. No
Yeah,
pets.
they are half pit bull, half bulldog.
Oh, those would be awesome. Are they related to your puppy?
One of the litters is same mom.
Same mom. Okay.
Yeah, same mom as Leon.
Or as we like to call it in the dog breeding business, same bitch. All right.
I mean, that's accurate.
That is
Good job,
accurate.
Kevin.
It is.
Not even
It is, but
don't try this at home. I'm a trained professional.
It just sounds coarse.
Hey, listen, a couple of things I need to get out of the way.
Could have called it a cunt.
Oh.
See, there goes Beeler with her potty mouth. By the way, if you had us being on the air less than 5 minutes before it broke out to see you next Tuesday, congratulations, you won the drawing.
Yeah, take a shot.
take a couple of them. You're going to need it. A couple things to get out of the way. Again, it is Father's Day.
Yeah.
I just want to give props to all the dads out there. Obviously, Tom and I are dads. Beeler has obviously at one point slept
Happy
with a
Father's
dad,
Day,
so, anyway, happy Father's Day to all of you. I'm going to speak for Paul, who's not here, but his two guys that have lost. Your dad is still around, Tom?
My dad is still around.
Good.
Yeah. No, I talked to my dad. Talked to him earlier today. I wished him a happy Father's Day. I saw him yesterday.
There's two guys, me and Paul, that have both lost our dads in the last several years. The Father's Day takes a different meaning for us, so it's a lot of time to reflect and think about it and miss the guy.
I lost my dad 11 years ago, so I absolutely understand that.
I didn't know you lost your dad.
Yes, I did.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to leave you out of that.
Yeah.
Thanks, jerk.
No, I know I'm incredibly fortunate. I've got both my parents. Hell, they're still happily married. They live in the same house that I lived in when I graduated from high school.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Outstanding. Well, the other thing I needed to get out of the way, just because it's early and just so you remember.
Damn it.
That song's gay. It really sounds gay. This is fucking gay.
It is from WWE.
Just in case you guys forgot, I did win the D Derby last year and the Outlaw Invitational.
You did.
So just in case people forgot, I just wanted you to remember that I won last year.
Fuck
You
you,
did.
Kevin.
I showed you how to do it the year before.
I will defend my title in September. You're welcome.
Fuck you, Kevin.
Okay,
Kevin.
yes.
Kevin, you won this year because I had a flat tire and I
And
couldn't
my car
catch
broke
you.
down, bitch.
There's a lot of excuses that I'm hearing right now
Yep.
about reasons why people lost.
Uh-huh.
The end result is excuses are like assholes.
Everyone's got
No,
one.
you need to bleach yours.
Hey, do you know what I figured out?
What's that?
I'm like a finger in the butt. You are actually like,
I don't even know what to do
this
with
is
that.
super rad, or it's
What is
weird
that?
and
What does that
awkward.
even
Weird
mean?
and awkward.
My mic sounds like it's what's cutting out. Hold on a minute. You guys keep talking just for a sec.
Yeah, we do keep talking and then we keep getting interrupted.
All right, is that better? I think that's better.
I feel like I kind of got derailed after
That's
finger
better.
in the butt comment.
Yeah. Well, listen, we're only 8 minutes into the show, and Beeler's already brought up a finger in her anus. And see you next Tuesday.
Not
So
in my anus. I just had a finger in the ass.
some people. So we expected. When I say we, I mean me, Paul, Tom, Lori,
Everybody that brought me on.
all the listeners tonight, the millions and millions of listeners of this show thought we were interviewing Daria Ilgen tonight. Daria is running in the 23rd district for the seat that's currently held by our good friend Tara Simmons. And then we asked 10 minutes before the show, we said, because Beeler's the one that booked him, we said, Beeler, is Daria going to be in studio or are they going to be remotely? And Beeler said, I don't know. And Tom was like, you're the one that booked him. Hold on.
I said in studio.
But first you said, I don't know. And Tom said,
tonight.
and Tom said, well, aren't you the one that booked him? And you're like, oh, I guess it's July 19th or July whatever 20th that they're coming on or
It's
whatever.
not my fault that you guys don't keep track of who's coming on. When
You
I
put in the
message you
chat
on
3
Facebook.
days ago that Daria was a guest tonight, which is why it's on the promo graphic for the show.
No, that was today
Oh.
or yesterday.
That was yesterday. It wasn't even 3 days ago. So for those of you here hoping to hear Daria come on so we could give him a full-throated endorsement over Tara Simmons.
July 19th.
July 19th, Daria will be on
Yes.
in studio?
In studio.
In studio. Okay, just not tonight. So for all of Daria's fans that are like checking out the show going, we didn't realize Daria was going to be on tonight. He was never supposed to be.
Yeah, that was a total brain fart on my
Beeler
part.
completely
Yep.
screwed the pooch
Screwed the boot.
with a finger in her
that's
butt.
okay.
But I got Chris Gergen on next week.
We will have Chris Gergen on. Our good friend Chris Gergen will join us next week.
In studio.
In studio?
In studio.
Oh, he's in town. Outstanding. We are going to do a show the day after Independence Day. We will do a show, assuming all of us still have our fingers. So that'll happen.
I plan to have all my fingers.
And I don't think Frank will join us that night. I think Frank is going to be doing 4th of July stuff. So I don't think we'll have Frank. So we'll do something interesting. We'll do something fun in Frank's absence. So thanks everybody for checking out the show.
We should finally play that game that you guys have been talking about.
The writer racist. I keep
Yeah.
meaning to bring that in. I need to bring that into studio.
Yeah, you've been saying that every week.
Will you guys help me remember?
Yeah,
I'll bring it
Okay.
in. We'll bring it in next week. We'll play with Chris Gergen next week.
Yeah.
Is Chris going to be in for all 3 hours next week?
I mean, I didn't give him a time limit.
I think Chris should join us for all 3 hours.
think
That
he should
man, if you don't know Chris Gergen, he is the what's his title with Dark Horse?
The owner.
He's the owner.
Owner,
He's a political consultant.
executor,
Yeah, he's the
Grand
CEO.
Poobah.
He's the janitor.
not
he's
just the president, but also a client.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I mean, he's like F Bomb or I, to our place.
Yeah.
We're the CFO and CEO and the janitor and the
frontline employee and
yeah,
customer service.
Yeah, the all of it.
Chris is really knowledgeable on political stuff. The thing I love the most about Chris, though, is that he is not afraid to piss people off. He's not afraid to rock the boat, and he's never afraid to say what he really thinks. It's caused him some friction with the state Republican Party and certain people within the party. And Chris's response is always, here's my finger. Not in Beeler's butt, but here's my finger. And so it'll be a great conversation with Chris next week. I hope he stays for all 3 hours. All the local stuff he can talk about, the national stuff he can jump in on. Dude's uber
absolutely.
knowledgeable.
It'll be great.
And he's just a good guy
Oh
too.
my
Like,
gosh, can we stop saying finger in my butt? That's not
you're the one
what
that said
I'm
it.
saying.
You're the one that brought it up.
No, that is not at all what I
By
said.
the way, if you'd like to enter Outlaw Radio Network's new promotional giveaway, finger in Beeler's butt, we'll take the ninth caller right now at 360-874-1400. By the way, That's the old radio station phone number, and it doesn't work anymore. So
that was hilarious.
Call away. I'm going to cut a promo for that. Would you like to win an opportunity to put your finger in Beeler's butt?
No.
Call now. Okay. Anything else you guys want to chat about before we start getting into some? Paul's going to join us later. By the way, Lori will be here in a little bit as well. And that's that.
Well, what do we have on tap for tonight?
Well, we have a lot of stuff to talk about. One of them I want to wait to talk about. And I really don't know how we have this conversation in a responsible journalistic way. There is a
this is gonna be good.
There is a local well-known political figure that has had accusations made about him. Videos were shot in front of his house by two rednecks in t-shirts. The problem is that we can't verify it. And so on one hand, I think it's irresponsible to talk about it until we can verify that there's an investigation ongoing, if he's been charged.
There is an investigation ongoing.
But we don't know for what, though, do we?
No, but somebody did a public records request and it came back. This information is protected under an active investigation.
So what we can say is we know that Daryl Doggs, former city councilman, former local political guy, is being investigated for something. What I'm not comfortable talking about, which everybody else is sharing, Paul has shared it, a bunch of listeners of the show have shared it, is what he's being investigated for. Now, I have to say this up front, and Paul cautioned me about this when I talked to him on Friday. He said, you got to be really careful because you can't sound like you're defending the guy for what he's being accused of. And I'm not. The minute he gets charged, or the minute I know what he's being investigated for outside of two rednecks in t-shirts, I'm totally okay with hanging the guy out in open court. I don't have an issue with that. But I can't nobody can verify anything. And so part of me is like, we can't talk about it. Part of me feels like we have to talk about it.
I feel like it needs to be addressed.
Well, and the cancel culture behind this is really dangerous, right?
Yeah, it really is.
If he's going to be charged with what he's accused of, then this whole conversation becomes moot. But in the meantime, they have taken a guy who hasn't been charged, who hasn't publicly been acknowledged by the Kitsap County Sheriff's Department, the Bremerton Police Department, the Prosecuting Attorney's Office, or anybody else. Nobody's verified what he's being investigated for, but we've ran his name through the mud, attributed him to all this really bad stuff that may all come for nil. And we screamed during the Me Too movement, you can't ruin people's lives over accusations. And that's what we're doing to Dogs right now. Now, if he gets charged,
Lori is so awesome.
It's all fair game. It literally is all fair game. But he hasn't been charged yet. So it's a conversation we'll say with Paul. But to not bring it up to open the show, I thought was irresponsible because people are going to expect us to talk about it because some of the hosts have commented about it and shared about it. And so we'll get to it, but I've got to wait till Paul's available because he's on the other side of this discussion than I am.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey,
go ahead, Tom.
I don't know that much about what's going on. I've been in the middle of this digital detox lately. It's kind of involuntary.
Yeah, what's that all about?
Just busted cell phone and having to wait a stupid amount of time being with a new carrier before I can upgrade. It's just dumb stuff. So I'm kind of limping along technologically, which is fine. I've been a much happier person lately, and I have a cool experience I had earlier today that I'll tell you about that I think might have more impact on the state than people maybe realize. I don't know.
Go ahead. What do you got?
I mean, we can talk about it now.
Let's do it right now. Let's do it.
All right.
Listen, I don't have an agenda for tonight. I thought we had a guest the first hour, so I'm not. I thought we were going to be talking local Kitsap County politics with a representative candidate for the 23rd district running up against our favorite Tara Simmons. I could not wait to spend. I could not wait to spend 55 minutes drilling her name into the ground for the hypocritical biological disaster that she is, the dumpster fire of a candidate that she's become, the horrible representation of what she is in the state representative seat in the 23rd district, and the fact that you stupid mongooses in the 23rd are still going to vote for her. But I can't do that now. So go ahead, Tom. What do you got?
First, I want to note that the veins were starting to pop out of your forehead underneath your hat. I don't know if anyone can see that.
Do you understand how annoyed I am that she is even still electable up there? Hi, Lori. Oh, hold on. Your mic's not on. Hi, Lori. Hello. Oh, hold on. Your mic's not on. Hi, Lori.
Hello.
There you are.
Karma's a bitch. Remember that.
About what?
Oh,
what you're saying. Just be careful.
Oh, about Tara Simmons?
About everything.
What I'm talking about with Tara Simmons is her karma. I am her karma.
And,
I know.
Yeah.
And actually, what I was kind of considering earlier kind of comes back around to this idea of
Yeah.
a little karmic justice. I think.
Right.
I don't know. But it maybe it's something to just kind of roll around and discuss. So we've had part of the population espousing about how horrible capitalists are and how horrible the American way is.
Oh yeah. They visit my house.
Right. Okay. So and that's been going on for a little while now. Yeah. And people have gone on the record with things.
By the way, hold on. Hello, Lori. For the listeners who don't know, that's
Hello.
Lori who's here. Hi,
Hello.
Lori. Go ahead, Tom. I'm sorry. We hadn't introduced her because she showed up late.
With food.
Yeah. But no, I'm not knocking her. I'm just saying if listeners are new to the show, they have no idea who Lori is.
Because my grandson spit up all over me.
You should have warned that. You're not on camera. You're okay. Lori is the CEO, Chief Financial Officer, and human resources for the show. Go ahead, Tom. Sorry.
Anyways, go ahead, Tom.
I lost my train of thought. Where the hell was I?
About how people are whining about how capitalism is bad.
Right. Okay. I mean, but so that's been mainstream media for how long now? 4 years? 6 years?
Oh, at least.
Pretty. I mean, like
I think
hardcore.
soft launch was probably 2015.
Yeah, maybe 10 years ago.
Soft
right?
launch.
Yeah, but I mean, the agenda has really been knuckled down on for the past 4 or 6 years, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay. And that agenda has gone, mainstream media around the globe, right? So I mean, we as Americans have a reputation in Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Earned or not, we have a reputation in Europe.
But man, that's getting blasted right now.
That's exactly where I'm going, right? So I've been in the middle of this digital detox, and not necessarily intentional, but I was at my bar this afternoon, serving a customer, and one of my kind of regular guys, and we get into some interesting conversation, and he asked if I had seen any of the kind of the mass or the social media stuff responding to the FIFA tourists. I was like, no, I've kind of been in the middle of this involuntary, like, oh, so, we pulled up some YouTube reels and with her, and I'm just going, wow. Oh, okay. This, I mean, it's kind of a positive spin to social media, which I've been avoiding for a long while now because it's just so nasty. It's not a great way to, make a day. So I've been avoiding it for the most part, and seeing this was like, oh man, okay, but what are the deeper ramifications of it, right? Because now that this agenda is getting blown up, and we're creeping up on the midterms, what do you think there'll be an impact to the vote? Do you think there'll be an impact to local and federal votes after all of this social media exposure of an agenda that has been pretty much dispelled with a viral social media phenomenon?
I don't think so. No.
You think that's it's checker, or it's chess and not checkers, and the average American plays checkers?
Yeah.
Too deep?
Yeah, and here's why. So I watch my grandson, and I don't pay for HBO Max. So my son and daughter-in-law do. And so when I'm watching my grandson and he's sleeping on my shoulder, I'm watching Chernobyl, and I just finished it. And
I heard it's phenomenal.
It is. It's really, really good. Especially, I think, for all of us. Maybe not Beeler, because you're younger. So I don't know if it was even on your radar. But we were aware of it.
Of what?
When Chernobyl.
Oh, I mean, I studied it for sure. I study everything.
Yeah. But I mean, we lived it,
Right. You guys,
in the moment.
For
like, am I
reference,
going to have a
Chernobyl was in
senior year
86.
was kind of my thought when it went down. So,
you guys were practicing those radioactive drills, right?
Yeah.
Under our desk.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna
my
do
school
everything.
desk was gonna protect me.
Yeah.
It was going to protect you.
Well, listen, if you watch the Indiana Jones,
Get those hands around the back of your neck.
if you watch the Indiana Jones movie, he was protected from the nuclear bomb by jumping into a refrigerator. So
yeah,
I mean, it was an old refrigerator that had lead in it.
That's true.
So he kind of does have a better chance.
okay,
Yeah.
just checking.
But it was
think so?
interesting to watch this docu-series because they are communists, socialists, whatever you want to call it. I mean, they are hardcore communists. And just to see the frank discussion that happened, about we can't say that because it's disinformation. And I mean, as soon as they said it, I was like, oh, wow. So even back in 1986, they're talking about at the KGB, and Gorbachev, supposedly, according to the documentary or the docu-series, that they were talking about how they could say this, what needed to be said to the international scientific community, who they could ask help from. They did get a robot from Germany, but they didn't tell Germany how radioactive everything was. The robot lasted 30 seconds.
Ooh.
And I have to believe that's actually real. And so, even to this day, they say that only 39 people died. No, it was much, much more than that.
Probably in the moment, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they're probably not counting the aftermath over, how long does it take for an area that size to deradiate to normal levels?
Yeah.
They're not counting any.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
it's just how you collect the statistics.
Yeah. And they displaced 300,000 citizens out of Pripyat. And, even now it's high radioactive levels. They had one young man from the motor pool who got conscripted to join these other military members. And they went around to towns that had been evacuated to kill dogs and cats so that they wouldn't keep populating.
Right.
And this young man was like, I run cars in the motor pool, and they taught him how to shoot his rifle and all that. But it was really, really interesting to see everybody come to the realization that they were trapped. And they knew that if they spoke, it would be death. They knew if they said anything, along the lines of truth, it was disinformation and it could result in death or, work crews, hard labor, all that. The other thing is that many people in the scientific community who chose to speak up ended up taking their own lives shortly after they spoke up because
quicker
they
death.
They knew what was waiting for them. They knew when they were talking, the minister of ecology and defense or something like that, or fuels, he would have them go outside to discuss things because they knew they were being bugged everywhere. And the scientists would go outside to have frank conversations about what happened and why it happened. So Valery Logoslav, and I'm pronouncing it incorrectly. Anyways, he was the guy who ended up breaking open everything. He recorded everything, what happened, why it happened, what needed to be done to the rest of the nuclear reactors within Russia, and all of that. And before he killed himself, he mailed it out. And he hand wrote everything, all the different formulas of what happened, what the chemical reactions were. And Russia couldn't stop him. He was dead. And that got out. And that's how we know as much as we know now.
Yeah.
Wow.
But that's what happens in a socialism or a communism society. Capitalism, which is what we have here, we're deregulated for food. There's some food stuff that concerns me, but that's what you're seeing with the Europeans. To bring it back around, the Europeans are highly regulated on their food. If you ever look at a contrast and compare between cereal brands, same cereal brand, but the same cereal, but how it looks in the US compared to how it looks in Europe, theirs is more natural. Ours
Right.
is
That's
more,
what we need.
ours looks like it's radiated.
Yeah.
It's got fluorescent colors and all that.
Yes.
And I mean, I agree that we need more regulation in the food, but we need it to be non-political. And that's about the only thing I'll agree on regulation. But it's interesting because over in Europe, in many places, you go into stores, especially if you're part of the Eastern Bloc that used to be part of Russia, you go into stores, you're really timing it with when those trucks are showing up so that you can get food.
Yeah.
It's not as bad as Cuba, obviously, but you got to time it. And so same thing, Poland. I have a friend that lives in Poland. She retired from a corporation here, did very, very well financially, went back to Poland to live out the rest of her years with her family. And, even her as a upper middle income or even close to elite, she has to be careful. She has to watch what she says. She has to be careful and go to the grocery store when things are available. So it's a lot different over there. So I can imagine coming over here. What? You guys just drive and drive and drive? You can stay in the state of Texas for one day and drive and never get to another state. And that probably boggles their mind.
Well, that's about to go away though, because they want us to have electric cars. You can only drive for about.
Not in Texas.
No, but in Washington.
Well, do you know what not to defend the whole EV movement, even though, I drive one, I have my bitches about it. But the newest battery tech, I mean, you're getting 350 miles on a charge. That's a tank of gas. That's just normal commuting.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Tom, how would you feel? I know you have an older EV, so this might not be tech applicable to you, but the newer ones, even my car, which is gas, if I sign up for certain subscriptions or
all
whatnot,
the GPS stuff.
Well, not only that, but the government can, or a corporation can determine how far I drive, and they can shut off my car.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Not cool.
No, I will not own a newer vehicle like that.
Oh yeah.
Nope. Nope.
Nothing with a computer in it, huh?
Yeah. No. Absolutely not. No.
I'm going to commute by boat. That's what I'm going to start doing.
Yeah. Andy said in chat, Tom, 350 miles, you need a new tank, which takes 10 minutes, not 10 hours to charge in full.
Good point.
Well, I had to wait to ask you when you had something in your mouth, didn't I?
Yeah. When
Tom, if you agree, say something. Oh, okay, thank you. All right.
When you look at the newest charging tech from Tesla, and I mean, I understand Tesla is kind of the front edge of battery tech and stuff, but you can get an 80 or 90% charge in the amount of time it stops to take and get lunch. So you park your car next to a charger, you go in, have lunch, get back in your car, and drive another 300 miles.
Yeah, here's the problem. We have a disaster of any kind. The power grid goes down.
Oh, yeah,
we're stuck. We're screwed.
Oh, agree.
If you have it now, at least if you have a car with gas in it,
Mm-hmm.
you can get somewhere with that gas.
Mm-hmm.
But if you were waiting, if you needed to charge your car and then something happened,
oh, you're hosed.
You're hosed and you're stuck. We are making ourselves, and we keep hearing talk about, well, what happens if they deploy an EMP? Well, are we just trying to line ourselves up to be in line with the negative effects of an EMP completely?
No, you can what if anything.
No, but I'm just saying we're making ourselves so
dystopian.
No, so
vulnerable.
No, so committed.
Oh, okay.
To a single. To a single source of anything.
Right.
Well, now we're going to be electric everything. We're going to get rid of natural gas. We're going to get rid of gasoline. We're going to do electric. And then if something happens with the electric system, everything is down. Yeah. At least now, if we lost our electrical systems, we'd have our vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
We can still go places. We can still haul things. We can
be able to pump gas at the gas station.
If you go to an old one.
Yeah, I mean,
or you can siphon
are there
it.
old ones still around? That is the question.
You can siphon
Probably
it.
Not in Washington.
Yeah.
In the event of an emergency, I mean, there's mechanical pumps. That's a you can deal with that.
Are you teaching a class on that? Because I'd like to learn.
What, mechanical pumps?
Yeah. If you go to a gas station right now, they are electronic computerized.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're stuck.
No, I mean, this
You can
would have
siphon
to
out
be.
of it. You can siphon out of a tank.
I'm not
No,
siphoning
you can't,
anything out there.
and you can't
That's gross.
siphon gas out of an in-ground tank because you have to be lower than the tank.
Yeah.
So
Oh.
you can't siphon out of an in-ground tank, but you can make a mechanical pump. I mean, you can make.
Kevin has not siphoned gas.
Not in a long time.
I have never siphoned gas, and I don't ever want to siphon gas.
Speaking of
It's
mechanical
not
pumps,
I just don't want to do it.
Okay.
speaking of mechanical pumps,
I'll have to.
remember we are giving away an opportunity for you to win a chance to put your finger in Beeler's butt.
Fuck up, Kevin.
Text mechanical pump to
No, I think,
360-874-1400. Yes.
I think we should give away dental dams so that we're ready to siphon gas.
No, that's a great idea. That's a great idea. Kevin Elson says, I could see Tom cruising around in Kit. Cue up the Knight Rider theme. Yeah, I could see that too.
Yeah.
Kit's awesome, dude.
Tegan said,
Riding Kit, Tom.
Tegan said energy
I-
dependent. She's absolutely right. Listen, who were we talking to about this? We were talking to somebody about this. The grid, the energy grid is not strong enough for what we need it for now.
Correct. And we're
Let
trying
alone-
to put
We're
more.
9 gigawatts short.
Yeah.
That is what our guest last week
Yeah.
said.
And we are 3.5 years, less than 3.5 years from the EV mandate.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't think the EV mandate happens. I think
it can.
they're going to have to back off of it. There's not enough infrastructure. People are not going to rush out and buy EVs. If I'm going to get myself a new Jeep, I'm going to Idaho. They can kiss my ass.
What? Kevin's going to move to Idaho.
No, I'm going to go to Idaho and get my Jeep.
Oh, okay.
There's nothing that says you can't drive gas-powered vehicles. It's just that they can't sell new ones after 2030. Well, I'll go buy a new one out of state and drive it back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what the
They're gonna have some fucking sick ass deals in Idaho.
And here's what's great.
they are.
Here's what's great. Here's an advantage I have that the rest of you don't have. My family has tribal land. I'll just license.
tribal.
I'm just going to license the tribal land so the state can't even tax it when I bring it back.
Do you know how hard
There
it's
you
going
go.
to be to fuel that vehicle 5 years into the EV mandate?
I don't. It won't get that far. Yeah.
If they get the EV mandate off the ground, 5 years into it,
Our grid won't support it. There's no way they can get it.
No,
off.
our
There's
grid
no
won't.
way.
Our grid won't support it, but the market is going to go nuts with the gas issue, and gas is going to be $12 a gallon.
In Washington. Yeah.
It'll be insanity.
Yeah.
Absolute insanity.
100%.
Terry said the state is not considering military personnel and families in the EV mandate. I'm not sure what military personnel have to do with it. You'll have to explain that. But they're not considering people in general.
Well, and military personnel are a fluid population. They're here for 4 years and then they're on their way.
Yeah. Maybe that's what she meant.
Yeah.
But I would agree with you. They're not considering families. They're not considering the cost. And by the way, I've heard varying amounts of how many miles you can expect to get out of one of those EV motors before you got to replace it. And then you might as well throw the thing away and buy a new car.
Well,
Yeah.
it's not the motor, it's the battery.
Or the battery pack. Sorry.
Yeah.
So listen, this whole circle jerk about EV vehicles is a great idea. Like in a land where pigs fly, and Tara Simmons is a good representative. In those make-believe universes, an EV mandate makes sense. In the real world, we are nowhere near ready for any kind of EV mandate at all.
Never.
And I don't want to be limited. If I want to drive to Pensacola like I did in 2021, I don't want to be limited to how I do it.
Yeah.
If I want to hop in my Jeep, I love my Jeep. I'll drive my Jeep anywhere. If I want to hop in my Jeep and drive to Florida, and I want to pay whatever asinine amounts they've got for gas,
Yeah. It's gonna be horrendous.
and I want to put 12,000 miles on the Jeep, more power to me. That's my car.
Yeah, but
You're right.
well, as soon as you leave the state, your problems go away for fuel.
Well, unless I go to California or Oregon.
Why would you do that? You just stay home.
Yeah.
I have family, but I have family in California.
Do
No,
they
I
have EV mandate?
all right.
I would love, like, if I
Yeah,
had
they do.
Oh.
if I had a week off, like I just had this week off from work, but if I had a week off with no homework and nothing to do, I'd hop in the Jeep and drive to Cali for a few days. Like, why not?
Okay.
Take the roof off the Jeep. Why not?
I wish
But
I could go on an adventure right now.
you want to do a road trip with me in the Jeep, Beeler?
Fuck no, I don't want to go on a road trip
Hey.
with you, Kevin.
I'll put my finger in your butt.
I will. Oh my god! It wasn't about my butt. For the love
Thou doth protesteth too much. Tom, to answer your question from earlier.
Listen to it.
To answer your question from earlier, Tom, I don't think it makes a difference either way because I feel like people are dug into what they're dug into. And whatever data you present them is going to reinforce whatever hole they dug themselves in. You know what I mean? If they believe capitalism is good, they're going to find data that supports that. They're not going to change their mind. If they believe that capitalism is bad and evil, they're not going to find, they're not going to accept any data that proves that otherwise. People have to literally be, and I can prove this to you, people literally have to be beat upside the head before they finally understand that their paradigm is incorrect.
Correct.
And you know how I can prove it? People in this state are still voting Democrat.
No, I agree. I'm wondering what it is that is going to trigger like the common sense, like when are people actually going to go and examine what their vote causes? Like
I'm going to answer that in a second.
Because it's
Lori
been
has an answer
40 some odd years.
I don't think they care.
I don't. Well, I agree. I don't think they care, and they don't
because they have a D.
Yeah, they don't know what they don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, because I have people in my family representing the younger generation that feel like socialism and communism haven't been done the correct way. They're not going to learn until life hits them upside the head. So in my household, I've always been a benevolent dictator.
Okay.
And that's what I call myself.
Sure.
And it's like, you cross me, the benevolence is gone. And now the dictator's here. So in particular, I have one person who has chosen a socialistic path. I'll just put it that way. And the government failed them and they did not get their payment. And who did they text first?
You.
Mommy. And mommy said, no.
Yeah. And
mommy's been saying no for quite a while. But anyways, I'm not going to eat. And it's like, sorry. This is a choice you made. Remember your cell phone that you were going to pay me back and you never did. So I feel no guilt, no shame, no nothing. They are feeling the full effect of that.
Yep.
Now I've reached out, how you doing? Have you talked to your dad? Nope. Just going to work, staying at home, doing my stuff, waiting for the money to come in. Okay, great. What have you learned? I don't want to be dependent on the government. I said, good. Good choice.
Yay!
Took you.
And here's my answer to your question,
government
Tom.
is not your friend.
Yeah.
Here's my answer to your question, Tom, too. I think we're starting to see it a little bit in this income tax. People on the left have started to come out really strongly against the state income tax. Now, will it be enough to make a change or whatever? I don't know. The Democrat voting numbers in this state are always really wonky. I've never met anybody who loved Bob Ferguson or Jay Inslee, and yet if I look at the ballot totals,
it's boggling, isn't it?
It's boggling. So I'm not going to say that there's rigging to the elections. I'm not going to go that far, but the totals confuse me.
Yeah,
but I do think, to go along with what Lori has said, I think now they're starting to get a little bit of the trickle, right? And the trickle is highlighted now with the income tax, where some Democrats are abandoning the party on this issue, and other Democrats feel so threatened because they realize that this is going downhill quick that they're getting violent. There was a guy, was it in Puyallup or was it here in Kitsap?
Puyallup.
That assaulted a signature gatherer and took all of her signatures.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, that's a felony, folks.
And guess what?
I
Keith
saw
Swank did.
Yeah.
They found him.
Yeah. By the way, you should not do stuff like that in Keith Swank's county.
No, you should
And-
not.
You might get away with that in King County, but you won't get away with that
Exactly.
where Keith Swank
And you
is
know
at.
who turned him in? A bunch of people who work with him, his friends.
Yeah.
They were like, no, you're out.
If I'm not mistaken, there was another signature gatherer assaulted here in Port Orchard today.
Oh, I haven't
Really?
heard that.
Today?
Today or yesterday? Yeah,
I heard something about yesterday.
Was it
'cause
yesterday?
I was at the
Okay.
Fred Meyer over in what is it, Bethel
Yeah.
area, and the signature gatherer wasn't saying anything, and I walked over. I was like, having a hard day. I'm not getting into it. I was like, okay. I
No.
just walked away.
Yeah.
And then,
No, if I was them, I'd be terrified.
well, and it was a big dude. I mean, a really big dude.
If I was them, I'd be
Big
armed.
dude. Yeah. And he
Well, I don't know if
ended
you-
up picking
I
up
don't-
his stuff.
I don't know if you can be. I mean, if
Why?
you're on Safeway property,
You constitutional carry.
Where am I going to Safeway?
I'm not saying concealed.
no, but
yeah,
couldn't Safeway or Walmart or whatever
No,
store you're on their
no.
property, couldn't they tell you you're
Nope.
not allowed to carry? No.
Supreme Court has called it a public square. That's why they have to allow it, because they allow the Boy Scouts and the Girl Scouts to do their thing. So they have to allow signature gatherers.
John Walker said, "Good work, Swinkaroo." Yeah, we're going to talk about him later, but he's in a little bit of trouble in Pierce County. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that later. Nothing that he did, but what they're trying to push through.
Oh,
and I hope the voters in Pierce County are smart enough not to do that.
I hope so too.
Yeah.
That was the point of my curiosity with this social media thing right now that I've kind of been missing is like, is this something that's going to wise the voters up? It's like
I don't know.
it's evidence right there that you're being lied to.
Right. But then you go back to the algorithm. So what your algorithm is feeding you is what you're getting.
Right. But I mean, with the algorithm though, with the outside world, as I understand it, I'm no social media expert, but I mean, with the outside world, I mean, when the numbers get so big, it starts to leak into your sphere of influence, whether you like it or not. You're going to start seeing it.
Yeah.
Do you want to know what your first barometer is going to be for that very question, Tom?
What do you think?
The 23rd district in the primary, because in the primary in the 23rd, there's two people. So whoever, it's going to be Daria and Tara, no matter what. There is no Republican candidate. They dropped out. So you have who at least has portrayed themselves as a more moderate Democrat in Daria, and you have a very far left wackadoodle piece of monkey crap Democrat
Shit face
in Tara Simmons.
Yeah.
In the last election, Tara secured 65% of the vote in that district.
How the fuck does that happen?
Because she's on the north end. The 23rd is so blue that literally they resemble my balls.
Y'all need to wake up over there, okay?
But so here's the question. If you see Tara get 60%, that doesn't tell me anything because they're both Democrats.
Right.
But if you see Daria threatening in the primary, in numbers in the primary that rival Tara's, that I think will be a good barometer for you.
Okay.
Because that is a diehard blue district.
Yeah.
And if they bail off the baby face in Tara Simmons that she's been for the Democratic Party in this county and in some ways in this state, the love affair that they have had with her, if they bail on her and you start to see comparable numbers with Daria in August in the primary, two things are going to happen. One, Tara's in deep shit if that happens. Because if it's close in the primary, she's going to crumble because she literally has the constitution of Taco Bell sushi. And secondly, if that happens, that county's not going to be by itself. It'll be a trend of stuff we see across the state. I don't think it'll mean more Republicans, but it could mean more moderate Democrats.
So that leads me to two questions. One, do you think the Republican candidate up there withdrew strategically?
I do.
To leave hopefully moderate Dem and Simmons to duke it out?
Yeah.
I think it's a great idea. I can't wait to see this fight, man.
Yeah, it's Godzilla and King Kong. Let's go.
Okay.
Bring the popcorn.
Listen.
Beauty versus the Beast right now, you guys.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen, if I was the Republican Party, I wouldn't run anybody on the north end right now. I would not put anybody in the 23rd because you don't have the ground game. You don't have the votes.
And you don't have the money.
And you don't have the money.
No.
And so you have to pick and choose your battles, right? Where are we going to spend what we've talked to the show before? The state Republican Party, the last time we checked, and one of us can reach out to Robert Parker. I'm sure he knows the answer to this. Chris Gergen probably knows. But the last time we reached out and checked, the state Republican Party had less than $300,000 in the bank account. As opposed to
425.
Oh, I don't know. The last time I heard, they were at like 285.
Okay.
The state Democrat Party, last I heard, again, this was way earlier this year.
$1.5 million.
Was it like 1.46 or something like that, right?
Yeah.
So if I'm the Republican Party and I don't have a deep pocket and I've got to figure out where my money's going to go, why would I even waste a filing fee on the north end when I know that that's whatever the filing, what is it, $150, whatever it is?
Yeah.
Why would
600.
okay,
Is it?
$600. Okay.
Yeah.
Of course it is, because they got to
yeah,
get you
yeah.
coming in and get you coming out. Why would I take that $600 and put it into a district where I know I have no shot in hell, when I can put that $600 a little bit further south in the 26th district, and that's going to buy me more signs for what's her name? For Katie Cornell, right? Well, you have to manage your resources. So if I'm the
She's
Republican,
got signs all over the
she does.
which is great. It's great.
Yeah.
She
Her
does.
and
She
Rick
is.
Goose.
Yeah, I don't know how Rick's going to do. Like, I have a hard time.
But I know that Brandon Myers doesn't have the budget, or he's not putting it into signs.
Yeah, the problem is the Democrat elite have gotten behind Brandon. Like, he's got photos with every single Democrat in the county.
Stop for a minute. That's not true. There's also a lot of Republicans in the community that support him because they've known him since he was
Is there?
little.
Okay.
He's a hometown boy.
But I haven't seen a lot of photos of him with Republicans. Like, I've seen him with a lot of photos with them.
Okay, well, every time he has a function, I see photos of him with the Seagos, who are very much Republican. And then...
But the problem is we have the Kitsap County Sheriff that just retired. So
Oh, yeah, I totally
So
understand.
Brandon...
Yeah, we're going to talk about that later,
I'm not going
too.
to talk about that because Laura's a good friend of mine, and that's his wife, and I love her. So
that's fine.
Okay.
Fair. But to go back to the whole thing with Tara and Daria, I think that's going to be a really, really interesting fight. I think the Democrats are going to put a lot of money into that.
In support of whom, though?
I think they're going to support Daria. And
Think so?
here's my reason why. I ran as a candidate. I purposely did not file something to see what the PDC hearing was like. Mine was private. Tara's was not.
Right.
Tara's was broadcast on TVW. And that was at the request, I'm pretty sure, of someone in the Democrat Party to say, nope, this time
You're getting away
it.
with this shit.
We're not going to just talk to you in private. This time you're getting the full censure.
Well, and listen, and I told this, I went out last night with a good friend of the show. I'm not going to mention who it is because I'm going to share some of what we talked about. I'm not trying to put him under a bus. But a guy who's a good friend of the show, when I went out to dinner last night at this really cool steakhouse. And I told him last night.
You already announced this last Sunday who you were going with.
Yeah, but we're going to act like I didn't do that. One of the things I told him last night was the fact that it's gotten this far tells me how out of touch she is with the Democrat Party right now. Because the Democrat,
you talking about Tara?
Yeah, the Democrat Party runs the ethics board.
Yeah.
And so if they wanted to protect their own, they would have protected their own.
Exactly.
And instead of protecting her from the accusations,
said.
no, I'm backing her up.
Yeah, because I ran as a Democrat.
Yeah. Yeah. Not only did they not shield her, but as you said, Lori, they made it public.
Yeah.
And she looked like a whack-a-mole in that hearing. She talked about how hard her life has been and everything she's been through. I try not to swear on this show very much, but bitch, you did it to yourself.
Yeah, bitch.
You did it. You did it to yourself.
You made your bed. You sleep in it.
You're the one that got yourself arrested and sent to prison in the first place. Like, you can't come back after the fact and be like, oh my God, I'm such a victim of yourself.
Yes, please don't cry. God, nobody fucking cares.
And why did you have your emotional support dog in the hearing?
Which isn't really an emotional support dog. That's
Because there's no vest.
Do you have to have a vest? I thought you just had to have paperwork.
No, you have to have paperwork and a specific vest.
An emotional support animal is not a service animal.
Not,
It is not a service animal.
A service animal vest.
It's two very different
but
things.
you can make any animal an emotional support animal.
Sure, Leon is mine.
And
He's
you
my
get a
puppy.
card.
He's my puppy Prozac.
Oh, that reminds me. I have some treats to give you for Leon.
Oh, well, thank you.
You're welcome. Reggie is not tolerating them anymore.
Oh, okay. Well, Leon will eat anything.
I know.
He will eat anything.
But yeah, it's interesting because that was the one thing when I had my hearing with the PDC. Thankfully, I was remote work at the time, so I could just take it, in between breaks on meetings at work and everything. It was just me and the PDC and a couple of commissioners and, just going over stuff that I didn't file. I knew I hadn't filed. I purposely wanted to see what the PDC hearing was like.
Yeah.
Because that's the dumbass I am. I wanted to find out more. But
I don't think I think that's clever investigation.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
what they do to you?
Oh, they were just, I didn't file my last filing before the general and all that.
So then they just asked you questions. You said, okay, I'll file it. They left it. Like they didn't sanction you or nothing?
Yeah, I have to pay $150.
Did you really?
Yeah. Yeah. But that's okay. Well, no.
Actually, it's okay. We need them to be oversightable.
Yeah. And I wanted to see what the process was like, knowing that Democrats run the ethics committee. I ran as a Democrat. I wanted to see the whole thing.
Yeah.
And so it was interesting. I mean, at the end of it, they were like, oh, well, we can help you file that. I was like, great. That'd be awesome. Yeah. So
if any of our listeners sell chairs that are comfortable for podcasters, could you please send us a message?
You don't like those chairs?
I'm dying right now. This is killing me.
Are they better than the last chairs, or do you want to switch to the other chair? We can do that during
No,
break.
because that one goes like this.
I know. Which is the same motion the Beeler makes when somebody puts their finger in her butt.
Oh my gosh, Kevin.
Wouldn't you like to know, Kevin? Wouldn't you like to know?
Beeler, I'd tell you to pull his hair, but
So I'm gonna I gotta start putting the shows back on Spotify.
Yes, you do.
And what I need to do is I need to start giving each show a title.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the title of tonight's show will be A Finger in Beeler's Butt.
No.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lori.
A Finger in Beeler's Butt. Yeah.
With that title, I'm not trying to defend this. I'm sorry, Beeler. With that title, it would be a wildly popular show.
I think it would. I think you should totally do that.
Can you imagine?
It's like Always Sunny in Philadelphia titles. Those are the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you imagine literally the millions and millions of people that would show up on the website just to see if Beeler was actually getting a finger in her butt? Like, is there video?
Anyone would go to the website to see that.
They would go just to see if there were pictures of you getting a finger in your caboose.
Nobody wants to see that.
Oh, I don't agree. I don't agree.
It's right
I
up there with foot pics by Kiki.
Look at me. I'm thinking of a person right now that you know very well that would love to see pictures of that. You know who I'm thinking about.
I have no idea.
So do I.
think I know. Oh my God.
Yeah, see?
Yep.
There you go.
100%.
There you go.
I was right.
That's who you were thinking of too? Told you.
Yep.
Shut the fuck up.
You know, not only would he love to see them, he would subscribe to your OnlyFans page to see that.
I am not. No, just stop.
I'm just telling you.
That is not what I meant when I said that.
Would you guys help me remember to ask Gergen next week if he thinks that photos?
Shut. You better not. That's fucked up, dude. I respect that man. Do not do that.
I do too. But listen, part of what we do here is unconventional. So
I know, and it's awkward and a little weird, isn't it?
Yeah, Kevin Nelson said the one with the finger in Beeler's butt. Exactly. Exactly.
You know what? I think you just wish you could put your finger in my butt, Kevin.
Fight.
Oh my God, no!
Anyway, really quick. Listen.
Oh, whoa. We just went very Tool here.
Listen.
He put his arm up like he was doing the fist.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I was looking at my screen.
Tom was shielding himself. Listen, the issue is, I think the larger issue is whether or not this aura of mystique that the Dems have built for themselves in Washington State starts to break a little bit. You know, I think that's the question. And maybe the state income tax is starting to crack that glass a little bit.
I mean, it has to at some point, right? I mean, you can only ride an agenda so long before it becomes
untenable.
Yeah. It just you can't maintain it. And I think we're at a breaking point now with people that being taxed to death.
Mm-hmm.
Small businesses are struggling to maintain. Well, small business is what employs the population, and if you can't afford to hire people as a small business owner, then the state at large has issues, and we're there.
Yep.
We're there right now.
Are we taking a break right at 8? Because I really have to pee.
Yeah, in 4 minutes.
Okay.
Listen, and there's a lot of people that are looking for jobs right now that can't find one.
Yeah.
You know, we
No,
keep
I
hearing
know.
about how great the economy is, and the economy is good, but businesses aren't hiring.
Not in Washington.
No,
They're really not.
No.
And why?
That's why some of us started our own business.
Yeah, and why are they not hiring? Because
the economic climate is too unpredictable.
and we've increased the minimum wage
is,
ad nauseum.
You know, and the minimum wage is ridiculous. You know, the idea of minimum wage wasn't to make McDonald's a career path, and it's just
The argument is nobody should work 40 hours a week and not be able to afford to pay rent. Well, guess what?
roommates.
Well, guess what? You've raised the minimum wage, so now they might be able to afford to pay rent. In
for a minute.
In 3 years, when everything else adjusts and inflation and all of that, they'll be right back where they are now, and you're going to raise the minimum wage again.
That's what I mean by for a minute.
For a minute. And by the way, other wages are not catching up, right?
No.
It's not like minimum wage got raised to $1.50, and so everybody else in their day job got a $1.50 raise. That's not how it
businesses
happened.
Can't support that.
No. So
because the business owner didn't get a $1.50 raise, going, oh, I just got automatically 500 more customers this month, and no.
Yeah. Well, and I've been honest, right? I manage Kitsap Great Escape, the only escape room in Kitsap County, located on Silverdale Way, by the way, with 4 exciting escape rooms to serve you. But
the newest is the Lunar Curse.
The newest is the Lunar Curse. Beeler's scaring me now. But every time the minimum wage goes up, the conversation that we have, that the ownership has, is, do we have to raise our rates now?
Do we have to lay someone off?
Well, but you can't. We can't lay people off. We have to. We minimally staff. So the people we have working there are people that have to work there because we need people to run the games, right? So,
or an owner steps up and is like, well, I guess I'll work 6 or 8 more hours this week.
I will not comment on that because I like the owners. But the question is, do we have to raise our rates? Do we have to increase prices? And at what point do you increase prices so much that things are no longer viable? And then you're losing businesses, right? That's the challenge, right? Until we fix the business climate, and that's everything in this state. We talked about it last week about permits and the inability to let businesses get off the ground. The fact that Panda Express in Silverdale has been waiting to open for the better part of the last 6 months. I would like my broccoli beef, please. And the reason why they're not open and people are losing money is because of permits. Chick-fil-A hasn't opened in East Bremerton because of permits.
Mm-hmm.
Lone Star was closed. Lone Star Donuts here in this mall in Port Orchard
was Port Orchard City, though.
But I'm just talking about in general, though. Like just in general,
still
this state
bureaucratic red tape.
State, cities, counties. I read a thing today that said $135,000 for every home that is sold in Washington State
is additional regulation.
Is regulation based.
Kevin, you're sounding as gold as Beeler's top.
Well,
yellow.
It's kind of gold.
It's kind of
gold. This is sun yellow.
And so,
gold.
and again, some of those regulations make sense, right? Require them to put in smoke detectors.
Sure.
Have build for the kind of seismic activity we might have around here. Like some of that makes sense, but some of this stuff is ridiculous.
Some minimum suggestions are sure.
Yeah,
but did you hear the saga of the magic fire door?
No.
In this building.
No.
Oh, I'll have to share that with you at sometime when I have all the details. I just caught little snippets of it, and it was incredibly ignorant. So I'll have to share that with you after the break or something.
So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a break because Beeler needs to go take care of her 14-year-old bladder. When we come back, we're going to switch this up a little bit. I do want to talk about what's going on in Tacoma with Sheriff Swank.
Mm-hmm.
The bill that has been pushed down there, which we had Swank on last week. I think that the timing is impeccable.
Not last week. It was a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Was it a couple weeks ago?
Yeah.
Oh, he was a great interview, by the way.
I know. You're welcome.
Yeah. No, great job, Beeler. And you know what's most impressive about that?
What?
Is he actually appeared on the Sunday you told us he was going to show up.
I knew that was coming.
So I
knew that was coming.
All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, more of the show. It's the Outlaw Radio Network. K-Dog, Tom, Beeler, Lori. Outlaw Radio Network.com.
And start to trust your heart over your mind.
This is Spike Cohen.
This is Jesse Young.
I'm Brandy Cruz, host of the Undivided podcast.
And you're listening to
my friends on the
Outlaw
The
Outlaw Radio Network.
Essential. Ready to elevate your spirits? Look no further than Black Ring Spirits, your local craft distillery nestled in Town Square Mall. Indulge in the smooth richness of our handcrafted spirits, meticulously distilled to perfection. Whether you prefer the bold kick of our bourbon or the subtle sophistication of our gin, Black Ring Spirits has something for every palate. Visit us today at Town Square Mall and experience the essence of true craftsmanship. Black Ring Spirits, where passion meets perfection, unconventionally traditional.
Admin a la carte are specialized local experts committed to helping you run your small business. From general admin and sales support to marketing, digital media and technology to real estate and compliance. Admin a la carte's only goal is to take your business to the next level. Find out how Admin a la carte can elevate your business. Visit admin-alacarte.com for more information. That's admin-alacarte.com. Admin a la carte. Your business doesn't fit into a box. Why should you have to?
Are you ready to elevate your spirits? Look no further than Black Ring Spirits, your local craft distillery nestled in Town Square Mall. Indulge in the smooth richness of our handcrafted spirits, meticulously distilled to perfection. Whether you prefer the bold kick of our bourbon or the subtle sophistication of our gin, Black Ring Spirits has something for every palate. Visit us today at Town Square Mall and experience the essence of true craftsmanship. Black Ring Spirits, where passion meets perfection, unconventionally traditional. On a recent episode of the Outlaw Radio Network,
some of our listeners even appreciated you dumbing it down for them. So, on behalf
sometimes
of
I have to mansplain for people like. By the way, mansplaining is when men explain things to a woman in a condescending tone. I just mansplaining.
That's the Outlaw Radio Network Sunday nights at their new time from 6 to 10.
The older people, I know you're getting a little edgy right now, but you better get into me because I don't want to bum you out, but I'm the future of America.
This is the Outlaw Radio Network.
Good evening, my fellow citizens.
It's kind of stony, huh?
It's a real thing. A radio signal from another world.
The United States government presents
the Outlaw Radio Network.
To provide guidance to mankind.
All right, it's the Outlaw Radio Network. Thanks for checking out this show, everybody. We appreciate you. It is 8:05 on Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. K-Dog, Dealer, Lori, Tom will be back in a moment. I believe he is right behind me. I was making drinks. What are you making, Tom? What kind of drinks are you making?
I'm getting myself some ice water and another pour bourbon. You want some bourbon?
No, I do not want any bourbon, but thank you. Because literally I have the tolerance of a bull weevil. Hey, speaking of which, K-Dog's annual birthday bash is going to be on Friday, July 17th this year. We're going to do some karaoke, probably going to go grab some food. So if listeners are interested in coming out to that, because I want to hang with my peeps. I want to hang with the millions. And millions. Thank you, Tom. We're going to start doing that more often again. I want to hang out with the peeps.
I'm sorry, I said it too.
My friends, my family, everybody.
Where are you thinking?
I'm thinking SoPac, South Pacific.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think we'll do South Pacific, do some karaoke. K-Dog's going to drink a lot of tequila because let's be honest, it is the nectar of the gods, and it'll be a good night had by all.
Oh, man.
Also, private invitation-only poker tournament on Wednesday, July 15th at my house.
Ooh.
If you're interested.
I'd rather do that than karaoke. I'll tell
Or you can
that
do both.
any day of the week.
20
I hate karaoke.
$20 buy-in. Please make sure you claim them on your taxes, Tom.
So, Kevin.
Yes.
I've got to get the name for you. But let's see here. This past Thursday, I'm part of a little whiskey tasting group.
Yes.
Surprise. And
Shocker.
Yeah. And so while we were sitting there tasting some really interesting whiskeys, one of the guys is getting ready to retire, and he's moving out of Washington State. Surprise. Yeah, going to greener grasses in Texas. Surprise.
Surprise.
And it's funny. I mean, he's part of this whiskey group, but his first true love is tequila. And so the couple that hosts this whiskey tasting group got him a bottle of tequila, and he didn't blink. He cracked it open right away, and we went from tasting whiskey to tasting tequila.
Oh, nice.
I will find the name of it for you.
Some lime and salt.
Is it good sipping tequila? Is that what it was?
You don't put lime or salt on this tequila. No, ma'am, you do not.
Yeah. Listen, lime and salt is for tequila that's cheap.
For margaritas.
I do have some friends that use orange
Or
and
it's
cinnamon.
just to cover up the taste of the nastiness that is tequila.
Tequila.
No, Beeler, you just haven't tasted good tequila.
Have you guys ever done tequila with a cinnamon and orange slice chaser though?
I have.
Some of the friends,
that
some of
sounds
my
good.
friend group will love that. I don't do any chaser with tequila, but
Well, I've done some tequila cocktails with orange and cinnamon.
yeah, Kevin Nelson was at the birthday bash last year. I heard he's going to come out again this year, right? Kevin Nelson?
He was.
The appropriate answer
I
is
like
yes.
Kevin Nelson. He's a good guy.
Freeway 130 says you guys crack me up. Thank you, and you haven't even seen us naked yet.
What?
Well, they said that we cracked them up, and I said, "Well, you haven't seen us naked yet."
Oh,
Michelle, my bell's not here yet. She thinks we're hilarious as well. We have a very loyal follower.
Is this the YouTube chat or something?
That was on the YouTube chat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who was it that said it?
Also, listen, I'm really excited about this. I'm not going to give a lot of details, but the website is getting revamped. And
What are you doing?
what?
No.
What?
We're rolling this out. You don't get to piecemeal it.
No, I'm just
no
letting- I'm-
breadcrumbing. We're
I'm just-
done breadcrumbing.
I'm just letting people know that they might want to start.
We're just gonna hit it on the head when it happens.
I just think people might want to visit the website every once in a while to check and see what's coming.
No, actually, I think we stopped that topic right now.
Yes, stop. We
so-
already discussed this, man.
So, but between the start of Kevin's tease and Beeler's reaction,
Yeah, because he pisses me off.
That should be all the anything we need for our millions
and millions
to be very curious about what's coming.
Do you know why I brought it up? Because I really want to encourage the listeners to use, because we're going to leave all the chat boxes and chat forms that we have, right?
No, Kevin, you're starting to. She's gonna freak out again.
No, I'm good.
No, I'm
Just
hoping,
stop talking about it.
I'm hoping that we can figure out how to do a chat.
We had a discussion and we weren't going to discuss it, so I don't know why we're discussing it.
I didn't realize we weren't going to discuss that.
We were not.
Hey guys,
we're not.
To get this ever happen, let's talk about putting fingers in Beeler's butt again. All right. So in Pierce County, folks, they got a referendum initiative or whatever it is signed that is basically asking permission from the voters when they vote to make the sheriff of Pierce County an appointed position. So right now in Pierce County, it's a vote like it is in Kitsap County. You have candidates and they campaign, blah, 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 and then people vote, and then whoever wins the vote becomes the sheriff. That's how it is in most areas of the state. I don't want to say all of them. I think there's a few that are appointed, but most of them are
King
voted.
County's appointed. The rest are voted in.
King County is also a communist shithole.
Yeah, and we both work there.
Oh my God. Do you topic for later, but I think this week is the human rights soccer game.
Oh, is it?
With Egypt and Iran, isn't that this
It's
week?
right now.
Is it today?
Yeah, it's going on right now.
They're playing tonight in Seattle?
Yeah.
As we speak.
Yeah.
We'll see if I still have a workplace to go back to tomorrow. Anyway,
I'm in Georgetown. I'm fine.
so
maybe.
So this is in response. This is in response to the fact that Swank was pretty vocal against the state's law that they passed. It's right now being held up at appeals court that would allow the state to remove through a committee any sheriffs that the state deemed was not doing their job correctly or was not following some standards that the state has put into place or whatever. And Swank was pretty vocally opposed to that.
Right, as he should be.
And so now in Pierce County, they're trying to make a move that basically does away with the ability for him to even have that spot. Because he won't be appointed. He just won't be. Swank said it himself. He works for the people. He doesn't work for the elected officials. So I would assume he's probably pissed off a few people down there in higher positions of authority. They're not going to pick him.
Right.
But I think it's dangerous. I think it's really dangerous when any municipality starts asking the grand masters to appoint other people to be in charge.
Yeah.
No, that should be determined by the people.
It should always,
vote. Yeah, always, every time.
Always should go to a vote.
Always.
It worries me. Let's say Rick Coos wins for Kitsap County Sheriff.
Yeah.
Could you see a similar movement going on here?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that should scare people.
Yeah.
I would think. I mean, we've got one of our commissioners tends to lean towards the conservative side.
Well, Pierce County is set up a lot differently than Kitsap County as far as how they vote and how their council's set up and everything else.
Right. So I'm just saying that I think Kitsap would, if Coos were to win, I think he'd probably be fine, just because further upstream he's got some conservative allies.
Right. That's true.
Yeah.
But there's only one Republican,
but there is
right?
in Pierce County as well. They have some conservative people on the council.
Is there enough?
I don't know. I'm not that up to date on Pierce County politics.
There's not enough in Kitsap. There's only one Republican on the Kitsap.
The mechanism that they have for how.
Right, but I mean, at least in Kitsap, there's a voice, right? I mean, it's 30% of the voice is conservative. I mean, it's not balanced.
I think it's more than that in Pierce County. We should have had Dave McMullen on.
Oh, I'm just talking about the number of county commissioners. I'm not like breaking
they don't have county commissioners. They have a council.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's different. Well, and I think
and there's more people on the council.
And they
than
have
3.
people that write their charter for them.
Yeah. They have a charter
That's
review.
what Jesse Young was running for, remember?
Right. Yeah, no, I remember that. Yeah.
God, I miss that guy.
Plus the other part of this that I think everybody either doesn't understand or oversteps, doesn't acknowledge right away. Our county sheriff is our last line of defense.
Yeah.
Who represents us, the people, against tyrants.
Overreach, yeah.
And thank God we have some patriots in this county.
Yeah.
If it does come to that.
Right.
Well, I mean, with a large military population, it'd be hard to not.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Andy said, Boss Baby, who lives in Pierce County, said that Pierce County doesn't have very many conservative anything.
Yeah.
I don't know if I agree with that. I mean,
they get people elected.
Dave does really well. Dave
does a good job. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Matt
I think
Marshall in the second.
I would guess Andy's speaking more from like Tacoma.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of who the guy's name is that.
Andy just gave you the finger in the camera, by the way, Tom. She just gave you a big middle finger, and she said, and held up a sign that says, "This is for Tom, that little bastard." That's what,
it was
that's what
probably
she
for
said.
me. It's all good.
Yeah. And she just held up another sign that says, "She hates you, Beeler."
I know. It's cool.
Nobody believes me. Beeler said that. Andy said they're trying to have all the power. It's scary.
Yeah.
And I think that's the illustration we can take out of this.
Right.
Yeah.
It's scary enough when it's the sheriff, but it represents the overall view of what the Democrats are trying to do now, which is they have so much power. They want to make sure that they don't lose it. So let's consolidate it while we can. And I think, getting back to the conversation from last hour about the state income tax, I think this has scared Democrats a little bit.
I hope it does.
Well, I think it's scared them
because it sets a precedent for the rest of the state if they do this.
But I think the problem is it scared them in a bad way, which is they realize I'm going to swear
they're
again.
Fucked up.
Well, kind of. Listen, they realize
that leftist thinking.
Well,
Pull
maybe
back to the middle, people.
maybe they realized, fuck, we've gone too far.
Right. They have gone too far.
And we're going to start feeling some ramifications. So before we leave, we need to fix some things their way, their version of fix some things.
Set up things for themselves.
So that might be some of what we're seeing is maybe they've realized the leash has gotten a little bit shorter. So rather than risk losing all the advances they've made, they're going to try to consolidate and lock some stuff in before the tide swells. And that scares me.
Well, I think the Dems have lost some of their voting base, though. Somebody shared in our just private chat that we share show content with. It was one of those posters in downtown Seattle. Dump the Democrats, start a workers' party. So it was the progressive socialists.
That happens all the time.
All the time. But
and it's probably Shama Sawant because she's making a run for, I believe, a congressional seat.
I wish she doesn't have a snowball's chance in hell.
Well,
no,
she didn't either on
They
the council.
like her in Seattle.
Don't tell me things like that.
No, I hope they do it. I hope they do it in Seattle, because then it just splits the Democrat vote, right? You're going to have Democrats, and then you're going to lose some of those Democrats to vote Socialist Workers Party, Mein Führer, whatever they're going to call it, right?
Yep.
Then you're just going to split those votes. Maybe you'll squeeze some Republicans into some city council seats that might be a little closer. Maybe you split those Democrat votes enough that maybe it does enforce some change. The Democrats have to come to grips with this, because there's this wide chasm between what it means to be a Democrat, more so than Republicans. Like Republicans, there are evangelical Republicans, there are conservative Republicans, there are rhino purple Republicans, but the crux of what a Republican has not changed. Low taxes, generally lower taxes, less government involvement, more personal freedom. That's kind of the Republican mantra. And that doesn't really change a lot.
Traditional values.
That doesn't really change a lot from one end of the Republican spectrum to the other. Now, you can argue if that's good or not, if you like it or not. That's not what I'm saying. The gist of what it means to be Republican doesn't change, regardless of where you are in the Republican spectrum. What it means to be a Democrat on the Democrat spectrum is completely opposite from one end of the spectrum to the other. On one side, you want reasonable taxes. You don't want overload of government overspending. You want a little bit of compromise. And on the far left of the Democrat model, it is, let's go full on socialist. Let's privatize. Let's take away private business opportunity as much as possible. Let's tax. I mean, that end of the spectrum is radically different than what the center left is.
I think as soon as you get left to center, it's all just tax heavy.
I think,
and that's
tax
not
and spend.
Yeah, that's not small business friendly. That's not small family friendly.
Do you think all Democrats are tax and spend? Or do you think that there's varying degrees of that?
There are Democrats that are very fiscally conservative.
Yep.
I haven't met many. I think there's a small handful of them.
In political theory, though, I mean, we have every spectrum of everything on the right and on the left. It's like opposites.
It should be. Well, it should be. This state sure doesn't have any representation of that diversity.
No, I am specifically speaking to the topic that we are talking about right now, and Kevin's comment about how the Republicans stay the same, their base is the same, but the Democrats change.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't. Both sides have it, and they both have equally varying degrees of righteousness within them or lack thereof.
Okay.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Democrats just have a better marketing campaign.
They really do.
Yeah, they have a machine.
Really do.
Well, and they do one thing the Republicans don't do very well.
They stick together.
They stick together and handle their stuff in house.
And they ballot harvest.
Yeah,
way better than Republicans.
But they don't handle their stuff in public. Like Republicans, when everything went with Semi Bird and Dave Reichert, and all that stuff was public for the world to see, and you got to eat popcorn and watch that party burn from within. Even all this stuff with Tara in the 23rd is pretty low key. Like, you don't have a lot of Democrats going hard after Tara. Whatever they're doing,
which is a real shame, by the way.
Well, it is, but whatever they're doing in the background. They're doing in meeting rooms with the doors closed and locked and the windows shut.
Except for the PDC hearing.
Except for the PDC, but again, but even then, you don't have a lot of mainstream big name Democrats coming out and getting involved in this. They're handling their stuff on the back end.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And the Republicans didn't do that.
Quiet. Republicans do not do that. We eat our own.
Yeah. Should that change, Beeler? I mean, as somebody who ran for a Republican,
It
as a Republican,
absolutely has to if there's ever going to be any change.
Yeah, I agree.
If we want to take back any sliver of any kind of leadership in this state, then we're going to have to.
Yeah.
Discretion is the better part of valor.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And abortion has to be off the table. That's the only way the Republicans are going to get in.
We need to stop talking about it. It's a state issue. It's legal in Washington.
Yep.
Fine. Don't
Let
get
it
one
be.
if you don't want to get one. I don't support them. I never will. I think it's murder. But
but if you're a
each
candidate,
their own.
But if you're a candidate today, here's the problem.
Yeah.
If you're a candidate today, the media is going to ask you about it.
Right.
Even though it's not a state issue. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a state issue, but as a Republican, it's not going to be your issue. You can't overturn
Then
it.
that's all you have to say.
Well, but the problem is then they're going to turn it around and say, like they did with Jesse, because that's essentially what Jesse said when he ran back for this seat again.
And that's what they said about Dave Reichert.
Yeah. And they say, oh, look, he wants to get rid of abortion. Well, that isn't really what he said.
That's not what he said.
No,
he
but
just doesn't agree with it.
Right.
Right.
But then they turn that around on him. So you literally almost as a Republican have to come out and say,
That's already been decided.
no, you can't even say that
It's
because
a state
then
issue. Yeah.
but even then you're not giving it support, which means then they paint it like you're against it and want to overturn it. So it's almost
as
like
a Republican, you say, listen, I myself do not support abortion, but in the state of Washington, it is absolutely legal.
And that is too much, to be honest.
Why is that too much?
Because that's what Dave said, and they turned it on him.
Yeah, because less is more. And so you don't give a personal.
How about this? No.
Yeah, you don't give a personal opinion on it. You say, I mean, the law of the land is this, and we need to comply with the law of the land. Period. Yeah. Move on. Next topic.
I mean, I guess if that's what Republicans have to do in this state,
that's what you have to do.
I spoke out against it when I was running for office because
no, and I respect you for
stand by
doing
my
that.
principles.
Yeah, and I respect you for that, and I think that integrity is really important, right? But I think there becomes a point where,
but there's nothing
you have to-
disingenuous about not supplying your personal opinion.
Correct.
On it. Yeah, I mean, you just say, look, it's a very personal thing for anyone who is faced with. No, for anyone who's faced with the decision that you feel like you need to have an abortion, that's a very personal thing. There is no one size fits all answer to that, and the law of the land is Washington State. It's perfectly legal.
Right.
So leave it alone.
Yeah.
That's it.
I do think that if somebody, Beeler, we'll use you for an example.
Okay.
If Beeler's asked point blank, what do you think about abortion? And she doesn't give the answer on this show specifically. If we didn't know Beeler, we'd rip the shit out of her.
I would stick a finger in your ass, Kevin.
No, but do you know what I mean though? Like if we asked, threaten me with a good time. If a candidate for elected office was asked their opinion on a major issue, and abortion is still a major issue, and they didn't give an opinion, we would rip them up for that.
Yeah.
We would accuse them of being disingenuous and not answering the question. So I don't think that works either. I understand what you're saying, but I'm saying that, especially if it's somebody on the right with the left-leaning media and the agenda of the left-leaning media. Look, this Republican didn't answer the question. They'd give a pass to a Democrat. They wouldn't give it to Beeler as a Republican.
But addressing the fact that that topic, it's a very personal thing, and no two stories are going to be the same. I mean, if you just recognize that, and then leave it at it's already a decided thing in Washington State. There's no need to rehash it. What my opinions of it are inconsequential because it's already decided.
Yeah, I still think you'd get slapped in the media for not giving an answer. Again, I'm not disagreeing with you about your premise. I just think, especially if you're running as a Republican, as a conservative, I think that the left leaning media would smack the crap out of you and never let it go. Margie said raped, back alley abortions when your daughter gets raped. See, I hate that argument, right? Because the argument is, well, what if your daughter got raped? Listen, if my daughter got raped, I should not be in the position of setting policy about what happens in regards to that. I'm emotionally invested. I'm emotionally invested in that. I need to be as far away from that as possible. So when the decisions are getting made, they're made by level-headed people. That's why doctors don't treat their own kids after an auto accident. When you're emotionally invested, you don't make smart decisions. So this whole argument, what if it was your daughter? If it was my daughter, I need to be as far away from that discussion as possible because I'm emotionally involved, and that's not where good decisions get made.
Or, if it's your daughter and you're emotionally charged, you just go after the dude with a vegetable peeler. That's all I'm saying.
There you go.
Vegetable peeler. Okay.
I mean,
and a spoon.
If you're talking about rape,
it's still you'll fall a little head more.
Go ahead, Lori.
If you're talking about rape, I mean, that's part of the rape kit. They'll offer you what is it called? The Plan B or whatever, the day after pill or whatever. So there is that as well.
If they get seen,
that's still
I know. But I'm saying when you bring up the rape,
abortion-y.
Yeah.
Well, and if they go and get seen, I know some of the stats are that a lot of women who are the victims of sexual assault don't report it and don't get seen by a doctor because it's too traumatic.
You know why? Because you get the stigma fucking attached to you. That's awful.
Yep.
You were a slut.
And God forbid you go to court. God forbid you go to court
and
because suddenly the victim becomes the
you're
accused.
the perpetrator.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
If you wouldn't have worn that short skirt, I would punch somebody in the nose.
Bitch, I was in my sweats.
I don't know what to do with you, Beeler.
I know.
Yeah, I just I hate the argument. What if it was your kid? Stop it.
Yeah.
You can't have emotional decision making processes. If it's my kid, I need to be as far away from that as possible.
Yeah.
But the point is valid, but never mind. I don't want to go down to abortion discussion. That will derail us, and then Paul will call and he'll lose his mind. So listen, this again, just to wrap this thing up in Pierce County, I think it's really dangerous when we get to a spot where people in power want to take away your right to have a say about the people representing you in offices. And that's exactly what this is in Pierce County.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah. If this was a Democrat sheriff, if Keith Swank was a Democrat towing Democrat party line, this bill would have never made it.
No, that's not true.
You don't think so?
No, because they've already done it in King County. King County was the test case like 2-3 years ago.
But you think they would bring this bill up?
And they had a Democrat sheriff.
Oh, did they? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And they wanted to ensure this is the plan. Like you guys were just discussing. This is the plan to make sure that if they lose control in the state, they've got control throughout the counties, the cities. I mean, they've infiltrated the courts. They're not worried. They're not worried about the income tax at all.
It's such a bad idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I got a bad feeling about that income tax, guys. I think it's going to stick.
I don't think it is.
Do you really?
Yeah, I think it's going to go to the Washington State Supreme Court. And I know that Republicans keep talking about, well, there are 5 seats up for grabs and we need to put some Republican.
They don't have any power to.
Well,
I swear to God, if our Supreme Court justices look at this when it goes before them and they do not look at the Constitution where it says no fucking income tax, you fucking twats, and they go ahead and say it's constitutional, I am going to lose my fucking shit on them. That is how pissed off I am by these people.
If you had
Get it
twat
right.
on the Alicia Beeler bingo card on tonight's Outlaw Radio Network, please dob your square. I think we should do that. I think every Sunday we should release some Alicia Beeler bingo cards, and we'll have see you next Tuesday on there. We'll have twat. We'll have did she snort when she laughed?
How many times did she drop an F-bomb?
How many times did she go to the bathroom?
Uh-huh,
How many
uh-huh.
times did Kevin talk about it?
Yeah.
And the center square is finger in her butt. All right.
We'll call it Beeler Bingo.
Beeler bingo. That's a great idea. I will release a Beeler bingo card next week. All right.
Funny.
So Kevin, you have to have AI do it so that you can scramble the card.
Oh yeah.
And then everyone gets a scrambled card, so they're all different.
Okay. You and I will have to talk this week and come up with categories.
Okay.
Different things that can be on the Beeler bingo card.
$5, it doesn't happen.
I know, right? All this big talk on the show and then doesn't even remember shit. Like, oh, we're not going to talk about the new website. Oh,
I do have a big homework assignment next Sunday, but I'll see what I can do. I think Beeler Bingo would be great. If you'd like to play Beeler Bingo and win cool prizes like putting your finger in her butt, please let us know. We'll hook you up. What's up, Beeler?
what? You know, our listener Jake.
Yeah.
He's not good right now. I don't think he's on right now, but
He's not in. I haven't seen him in the chat.
I'm almost thinking I might need to call the police.
Really?
Yeah.
Why don't you step out? Take care of that.
All right.
Okay.
I don't know his address or anything though.
You have his phone number?
Yeah.
They can cross-reference it by his phone number.
Okay.
They'll find it.
Wow. All right. This is really important. It is Father's Day, and so
and that's exactly where this is.
yeah, that's what I figured. Just keep in mind if you know guys in your lives that are going through difficult things, either missing their dads or having challenges with their kids, or being able to see their kids, or parental rights issues, divorces, custody fights, all of that. If you haven't heard from them and you know that they're struggling, give them a phone call. Like literally right now. Like pause the show and give them a call and just check on your peeps, make sure they're okay. All right. Tom.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to read you some numbers really quick.
Oh, just at random? Or?
Yeah. Listen, this is from, just random. 3. This is some numbers that CNN put together. So take the CNN numbers for what they are, right? I don't pretend that CNN doesn't have an agenda.
Of course they do.
I want to stick with the gist of what they're saying and not the specifics.
Sure.
Specifics can be twisted,
right?
But I think there's some really valid points from this article, and it's called "What the Iran War Cost the Pentagon, the Economy, and Trump." Now, just in the title, you can tell this is a hit piece against Trump, and so I'm not going to pretend that it's not.
Okay,
it certainly is, but let me share with you some of the numbers that they put into this. Okay. According to CNN, the conflict in Iran cost the Department of Defense about $40 billion. $40 billion. This is according to upcoming analysis from the Center for Strategic and International Studies. Probably a liberal think tank. So again, take the numbers with a grain of salt. Sure. But the theory is that the basic premise is it cost a lot of money to bomb the crap out of parts of Iran. I don't think any of us can dispute that. Okay.
Correct.
So
it's half the state budget for Washington State.
There you go.
Yeah.
That included about $26 billion spent on munitions.
Okay.
Now, again, take the specific number out of it and just say we used a whole bunch of money on stuff that we blew up.
We shot a whole bunch of really expensive weapons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's what they said. They said a Tomahawk cruise missile cost $2.5 million, and the U.S. used about 1,000 of them, according to Cancian.
Okay.
Okay.
2.5 million, and we used 1,000 of them.
Yep.
All right.
And that's from Mark Cancian. He's a senior advisor at CSIS, the group that did this study. So we used about 1,000 of them at $2.5 million a piece.
That's $1 or $2.
Okay. I'm gonna say my initial response is this itself is much ado about nothing. Because they launch those missiles all the time. They test with those missiles. They practice with those missiles. They do war games with those missiles.
Sure.
They blow stuff up all the time. Now, maybe not this many, but let's not pretend that they were just sitting around collecting dust and that we never used them. We have to practice and train with those. Now, I'm gonna read this. So, experts and officials tell CNN that the military used significant portions of the key missile inventory. Trump invoked the Defense Production Act earlier in June to force defense companies to manufacture more weapons. The daily cost of the war waned as it went on, with less frequent strikes and decreased use of expensive weapons. According to CSIS, they estimated in the first 100 hours of the war, it cost $3.7 billion.
First 100 hours.
First 100 hours of the war. By day 12, the total cost was up to about $16.5 billion. So the amount they spent per day on average went down, but it still added up to about $16.5 billion just on their
in the first 10 days.
In the first 12 days. 12 days. Yeah. Okay. So again, if anybody believes we went through all of our missiles stockpile in Iran, you're insane. There's no way in hell
that we were down to 1,000.
That we were down to 1,000 Tomahawk missiles, or what? 2,000 Tomahawk missiles,
whatever it was.
There's no way. There's no way. There's no way.
Now, between Iran and then the massive amount of ordnance that we sent to Ukraine,
mm-hmm.
you can have that conversation. I would guess that our stockpiles are probably down, but not to a point where we're in dire straits, or if someone f's around and wants to find out, I'm sure we're fine.
Yeah. I can't imagine that we have people in a warehouse somewhere in Topeka, Kansas, with a checklist out going, crap, we've only got 3 left. Like, that's not a thing, man. So I don't agree with the premise at all that we're suddenly low on our stockpile.
Yeah, not with the way we're taxed.
Now we're lower on our stockpile. Okay. So we don't have as much as we did before. But I don't think we're lower in any threat. If that happened, like, literally heads needs to roll with the military.
Sure.
The DOD, everybody. But that's the most ridiculous thing. Now, here's where they have some points, okay? War drove up the price of gas, which is 100% true.
Yeah.
Now, in Washington State, we have 2 donkeys we can blame for the price of gas. We can blame the governor, whichever governor monkey you want to talk about, whether that be Ferguson or what Inslee did before him. And you have the monkey Trump.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Our local government added a whole bunch of sales taxes that made it more expensive.
Yep.
The war then drove it up even more.
Yep.
So there's plenty of blame to pass around. And I love when I hear one party blame the other party.
Right.
Oh, look what Trump did to gas prices. Look. You guys started it before he even started there.
Yeah.
And the same thing to Republicans.
Right.
Like, look what they did to the gas prices. Well, yeah, it's high, but it wasn't this high before you all went into Iran.
Well, and don't forget your local county stuff, and too, because like I said, I was on the east side of the state not that long ago,
mm-hmm.
and my barometer is diesel, right? I pay attention to it because if I'm not driving my little EV, I've got 2 diesel motors to choose from, and nothing moves across this country without diesel fuel.
Correct.
So I pay attention
or
to diesel.
across the water.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Yeah. And when the diesel price goes up, guess what else goes up? Everything you buy.
Everything.
I'm surprised they haven't increased my milk from Smith Brothers. By the way, if you don't get your milk delivered to your house from Smith Brothers, you're stupid.
I can't afford that shit. Thank you, sir.
You got to cut corners somewhere to afford it.
No, I've cut all the corners I can cut.
I love milk.
I like cheese.
I love milk.
I love drink a lot of milk.
But milk from Smith Brothers, holy cow, man. And they're not a paying sponsor, but oh dear God.
Yeah,
like if you like milk, you're gonna love their milk. It's amazing. Do you get Smith Brothers milk, Lauren?
I do not,
Oh, you
because I
should.
don't drink that much milk.
Oh,
I
should.
drink that much
Smith
either.
Brothers
I mean, if
is
they
so good.
delivered cheese, I might.
They deliver cheese.
Cheese and butter. I might.
They deliver cheese, butter, yogurt.
Yeah, they do. I used to get it
No, it's still
when
not
the
my.
boys were growing up. I
Yeah, it's
did.
still not.
It is
my
more.
price point.
It is more expensive.
Yeah, it is.
It is more expensive.
Yeah, delivered to your
But
house.
it's
Of
good.
course it is.
Yeah, but it's so worth it. Okay, so gas prices are up. So here's what CNN said: the war drove up the price of gas. A bitter pill for Trump. Shut up! Quit making this about Trump, who has made reliance on fossil fuels. Blah 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 blah. Gas prices rose from an average of less than $3 per gallon nationally.
Not Washington.
Not Washington. No.
Oh.
No, because when we have to go to the gas tank, we get to get our governor's finger in our butt.
Mhm.
2 of them.
To more than $4 per gallon during much of the war.
I'd take that too.
Nationally.
I'd take that too.
I wouldn't. I think that's still too high.
Well, agreed, but have you Have you looked at the gas
I know.
price? Yeah.
Now that oil traffic is set to flow again through the Strait of Hormuz, look for prices to come down, but it's going to take some time. The U.S. average was at $3.97 a gallon on Friday. Thursday was the first time it had gone below $4 a gallon since the end of March. So gas prices are still high because of what happened in Iran. That's 100% true. And by the way, if gas prices don't come down quickly, you're going to see major issues in the primaries in August. Because we're 2 months away, less than 2 months away from the primaries.
Yeah.
That's not a lot of time for gas to come down. So the gas argument's 100% valid. And then they go on to talk about what Tom talked about. Diesel's up even more. The average price before the war was $3.80 a gallon.
I wish.
Before the war. Nationally.
Yeah, not Washington.
Yeah, I wish.
Yeah.
Now, nationally, it's just over $5 a gallon as of June 15th. And that's actually less than it was earlier in the war. So you're looking at $1.20 to $1.50 more a gallon on diesel.
Yeah.
Because of what happened in Iran.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then $1.50 in Washington State per gallon.
And
thank you.
The Strategic Petroleum Reserve, according to CNN, is at its lowest level since 1983. Again, I think this is bullcrap. I think this is like saying we're low on munitions.
I've heard those claims before when, what was it, Desert Storm and a bunch of other. Yeah, those are not new claims.
No.
So those claims have been made after 83.
They're priming us for another tax of some sort.
It's always something.
Yep.
And then they say the tanks in Cushing, Oklahoma are running out of oil.
Huh?
Here's what it says. A critical oil hub in Cushing, Oklahoma, which pipes fuel all around the United States, just hit its operational stress level, the equivalent of when the coffee drops below the spigot and you need to turn the urn on to get the last bit of sludge into your mug. That doesn't even make sense to me because I don't drink coffee. F off.
Me either.
Much of what collects at the bottom of an oil tank is unusable gunk, making it hard to maintain pressure in the pipes to get oil to customers. So basically, they're saying there's not enough oil pressure, not enough oil coming through there. Again, I don't know what that means. I know that CNN's going to attribute it to an issue with oil supply, but I don't know if I believe that or not. Then they talk about inflation is up. The consumer confidence is up a little bit, but it's still near a historic low. Stocks are up. Bonds are way down. Mortgage rates are way up. And Trump's approval rating is low. Okay. Some of that we already knew. My argument is that all these numbers we shared, all of them, spelled disaster for Republicans in August.
Yeah.
Literal disaster for Republicans in August.
It's either midterms or primaries are either going to be this great thing. I mean, they have kind of so far for the Republicans.
Yeah.
I think we picked up a few seats, didn't we? Like,
are we talking nationally? Sorry, I was reading comments.
Yeah, some of the runoffs.
We haven't picked up seats. We have picked up seats because they've had runoffs, but like for the primaries that have so far worked themselves out, I think we're not doing too bad.
No, but it'll be interesting to see what happens when we get to August and when we get to November.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, a lot of people have most states have already had their primaries.
Yes,
we're just that August anomaly.
We're just special.
Yeah.
When everyone's on vacation.
What do you expect in November? Like the numbers I keep hearing is Republicans are going to pick up some seats because of the redistricting and the gerrymandering, but they're going to lose more seats nationally than they've gained in those new districts.
I mean, it's probably true.
Do you think they could lose the House and the Senate?
I don't think they're going to lose both. No.
No?
Nope.
Do you think they lose one?
Probably.
Oh, probably even. Okay.
Yeah. I think they do.
Beeler's a scholar on this stuff. I'm giving you props.
I mean, I wouldn't say I'm a scholar.
Historically, that generally happens at the midterm, right? When one party has all three.
Yeah.
And historically, they tend to lose at least one.
They usually do, yes.
Yeah. So I don't, and especially given the economy, the price of gas, the Iran kerfuffle.
I think if we get, say, JD Vance again, or not again, but if JD Vance runs for president and wins, I think we hold on to the Senate and we lose the House.
Oh, you're talking about in 28?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I was talking about.
I know you're talking about this, but I'm talking future.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think Vance can win after 4 years of Trump?
I mean, we can't really say right now. We're still in the beginning of his second term.
Yeah, I just
the first half, but I agree with Beeler. I mean, it's too early because the American voter has a really short memory.
That's true.
Really short memory. So, and I mean, there's a lot of time between now and 28 when it's time to start considering candidates.
I just think people are going to. I think it's going to be just like the end of the Biden term, and just like the end of the first Trump term. By the time you get to the end of that 4-year cycle, people are just
exhausted.
People are just exhausted, and they're sick of the name, and they're sick of everybody associated with it.
Yeah.
And that might be the new modus operandi coming out of the White House for the next 20 years.
I think that's going to be the new thing until we the people rise up and put an end to it. It's just going to be one outrageous character devoted to an agenda, and then it's going to go to another outrageous character devoted to a different agenda, but it's nothing in the interest of you and me.
Comments in chat. Terry says, I'm hoping California effed the LA mayor primary bad enough that the rest of the country takes note. I know that a lot of people are screaming fraud down there. I don't think there's any fraud. I think LA is a really, really, really blue liberal city. I don't think it's out of the bounds of normalcy to expect that they would have put over 2 Democrats. I don't know why any Republican thought they had a chance in that city. If that city was any more blue, they'd be the Smurfs.
As mayor, no, I agree.
Yeah.
But, the California governor is going to be interesting.
The governor want to be interesting because California's got some really, really conservative parts of the state, especially up north.
Yeah.
But LA for mayor, the idea that anybody thought he had a shot was seriously sipping through the tequila nozzle,
the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, I don't. And Paul was like this. Paul mentioned it too, that he thought that the numbers were suspicious. And does that mean that there was maybe some malfeasance or some cheating or something? I don't think so. I think that city is so blue and so liberal. They weren't gonna. They were easily gonna pick 2 Democrats.
I don't think that was the issue that people saw with it.
Yeah.
Obviously,
You think it was the after
we
effect?
think it was going to be 2 Democrats. It usually is. The anomaly comes with the late arrival of all those Democrat votes that completely spiked her votes compared
higher than Karen Bass.
Right.
Yeah.
It was insane.
It's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like Shama Sawant.
Yeah. Well, again, I think if the Democrats were gonna lie and cheat for an election, it wouldn't have been in LA. You know what I mean?
I'm going to disagree with that.
A Democrat's going to win that no matter what.
I mean, I don't know though.
In LA,
we just had the big fires there. People are pissed off.
They're changing.
They are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People
are fed up. And I think California is a test for Washington because I think California is getting to that breaking point where they're like, you know what, government? Fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
California spent more votes on Trump in the last election than they did Biden. It was positive.
Say that again.
Californians voted more for Trump than they did for Biden in the last presidential election. It was very minute, but there were more votes overall.
Mm.
And I mean, we already know that there is there's what is it, daycare fraud. We've seen evidence of that in Minnesota. We've seen evidence of it a little bit in Washington. Other liberal states.
Hospice care,
right?
It's a big issue in California
Medicare,
right now.
Medicaid. So I mean, we've seen corruption in other places, right? But we don't think there's any voter fraud with the rest of the corruption.
I saw a Supreme Court decision come out this morning since we're on that topic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Supreme Court, marijuana users can legally own guns.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that an issue?
It was,
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't realize that.
For people
I
with
won't get
medical
my
cards.
I won't get my medical card because of that.
Oh, okay.
I mean, there's still always ways around it, but
Well,
I think it's great news. I think that medical marijuana users should rejoice.
I would say cannabis users, period. Not
Well,
just
yeah, I
not
mean-
just medical, but
But you can't just go. They can't say no. You can't own a gun just because you're smoking marijuana.
what? What do you mean they can't? They did. They have.
Not for people that are just going into the shop and grabbing it.
Right.
It
Yeah.
was specifically
For the
because
medical,
of the
yeah.
medical
Right,
card
no,
that they had a record of the people.
Right, and the only
so those are the people that they could say on that gun form, do you have a medical marijuana card?
Oh, okay. I mean, do you know the last time I filled out firearm paperwork?
What? No.
This has been forever, like forever and
Yeah,
ever.
me-
I mean, it was
me
it was
too.
pre-legal cannabis. So I mean,
I don't know then.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
so it's like you get the question: do you use marijuana? No, of course not.
All
Right,
I'm saying
so-
is this is great news. They're coming out with
Yeah,
some great
no,
decisions
no,
lately.
I
think
agree.
Yeah.
I mean,
Speaking of marijuana
Yes.
and Destination Highway
and
420.
Destination Highway 420.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I did. Well,
He's a trained
Did you-
professional,
obvi- you-
everybody.
You didn't read the message, obviously.
I did. You didn't see my
Nope.
response.
Oh, I guess I didn't.
But that's okay because I'll tell you all about Destination
Yes, tell
Highway
us.
420. Hey, you're looking for some quality cannabis products in Bremerton? Make your next stop at Destination Highway 420, conveniently located on Hollis Street. Destination Highway 420 offers a wide selection of premium flower, edibles, concentrates, pre-rolls, vapes, and more. Whether you're a seasoned consumer or new to cannabis, our knowledgeable team is ready to help you find the products that fit your needs and budget. Great selection, competitive prices, and friendly service every visit, every time. Stop by today. See why so many customers choose Destination Highway 420. Must be 21 or older. Please consume responsibly. Destination Highway 420, your destination for quality cannabis in Bremerton.
Dun, dun, dun.
Thank you.
Well, I did play their commercial earlier too.
We do love our Destination
Yeah,
Highway
we do.
420 peeps.
They're the
Yeah, they're the best. I can't wait to go out on the paintball field with them.
Oh, that'll
when
be
we
fun.
finally have our
I
paint.
said, do we have a date
ball.
figured out yet?
I don't think we do yet.
Okay.
No. Hopefully soon. I really need to get in my calendar because it's booking up so fast.
Yeah, I think we should wait and do it in the fall when
Why?
it's wet and raining. Oh, please, yeah, it's all sloshy out there.
Oh no.
No, no,
Mm,
you,
no.
don't want to get your dingy little ass wet and
Excuse
dirty?
me. I don't mind being wet and dirty, Kevin.
I know. I
Okay.
heard that about you. Heard that about you.
I'm gonna beat your ass. I want to go out there in the sun because I love the sun, and I think it would be better.
Hey, listeners, if you'd be interested in buying an Outlaw Radio Network T-shirt that says "This is my finger in Beeler's ass," please let me know because I will have those made. It'll be a
Damn.
yellow shirt.
You're such a dick.
It'll be a yellow shirt, just like the shirt that Beeler's wearing now.
Hey, leave the libertarians
And it
out
will
of it.
just say in big bold letters, "This is my finger in Beeler's ass." And then it'll have the Outlaw Radio Network logo on the sleeve.
No, no.
That's a great
We need
idea.
to get a preformed ass and get a foam finger and sell it as a kit.
So as a kid.
Damn.
That's a great idea.
Damn.
We'll get a donkey. And the donkey will have a saddle on it that just says Beeler's ass.
No.
Beeler's ass. It'll be a donkey.
That's not even funny. I don't even know why you said that. We're all now dumber for having heard that.
Not only that, but
May
that's
God have mercy
bestiality.
on your
Kevin.
soul.
Hey, I don't know what Beeler's into in her free time.
That's
You're never gonna find out
You
either.
brought it up.
Anyway, back to this thing with Iran really quick.
Okay.
Back to this thing with Iran really quick. Was this whole thing just a gigantic waste of time?
And money.
I don't think it was. I think that
Who won this, Beeler? Is there a winner, and if so, who?
I think the Iranian people won. I think that we were able to give them some modicum of a little bit of freedom and maybe some.
Hold it. the Republican Guard is still in absolute control of that country.
Oh, of course they are. Of
So
course they are. But remember how excited they were when we came in to begin with?
Yeah, they got a small reprieve, and now they're getting screwed again.
I don't know. I don't think so.
It was like, look how nice this could be. Here comes the finger.
It's talking about Beeler's ass again. I listen. I think it's Tom. I agree with you. I think for about 12 hours, the Iranian people were like, finally, we're going to get saved. And then literally,
here comes the long green weenie.
We gave them the finger on our way out the door and said, but we're not coming in. I don't think anybody could argue anything other than the fact that Iran won this. They are now getting a whole bunch of money from the U.S. to rebuild.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
Get your facts straight. They are not.
We're unfreezing assets.
The money is coming from other Arabian countries.
Okay, we're unfreezing assets
that we've been holding.
Yes,
forever.
and we should never give it back to them. I'm sorry. Secondly, Iran is now
their fucking money, dude.
From the US.
That they didn't.
Did you not hear anything Bobby Kahn said to you when he was on the show?
I heard Bobby Kahn.
Don't trust the government.
I heard Bobby Kahn. But here's the problem. Here's my problem.
Yeah.
Okay, they didn't get the money because they were acting irresponsibly, and they haven't given us.
Okay, but.
Oh, let me finish.
Okay.
And they haven't given us any reason to believe that they're going to act responsibly. If we said, hey, mind your P's and Q's for a year, 2 years, and then we'll give you the money, then it puts them on the impetus to have to prove it. Instead, they're not even proving it. That we're just going to
They
give it to them.
have to behave, though, because if they don't, then they get no support. It all gets yanked.
Who's defining behave?
And they're not getting the money from the other countries until they can prove that they're doing that.
You know what else they get to do? They get to charge fees to ships that transit in the Gulf. And they were never able to charge those fees before.
What are you talking about?
They get to charge transit fees to tankers and shipping vessels that are going through the strait now, and they were never able to charge for those before. But now they want to be able to charge a fee so they can make money off of it. Look it up.
I'm looking it up right now.
Please
Thank
do.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I still want to know who defines the word behave. What does that mean?
Whatever current administration's in the White House. I mean, honestly,
that changes all the time.
Oh, hold on. Paul wants to join us. Hold on. I'm going to bring Paul in. Let's add Paul. Let's see if we have any kind of a delay. Hello, Paul. Say hi.
Hi.
Oh, hold on. Say hi again.
Hi again.
Oh, hold on. Give me a second.
Okay.
Oh, I know why. Hold
but
on.
Hi again. Okay.
Talk, you guys. God
Oh my gosh, I'm trying to read this shit that you just sent me on this quest for.
All right, Paul. Say hello again, Paul.
My God, how long have they been doing radio? Listen, guys, you got to listen for the downtime.
You're 2 hours late, motherfucker.
Hey, by the way, Paul, we have a new game we're going to roll out next week on the show. It's called Beeler Bingo.
No, we're not.
Where we just put things on a bingo card like, did Beeler say see you next Tuesday? Did Baylor use the word twat waffle? And then people get to play at home and win cool prizes.
That sounds like fun. Listen, I want to throw Beeler some props for. You're looking up the MOU, Alicia. Is that the memorandum of understanding
That's what
with
I was
Iran?
looking up, yes. Yeah.
Very good. So as soon as you find that, man, I'd like you to read it because there's a lot of misinformation floating around out there.
There is, yeah.
Yeah. There's a ton of it, and I do not know if what Kevin is saying, like how accurate that is on Iran being able to begin charging people a fee. So probably the easiest way to answer that.
I haven't seen that anywhere.
Yeah, easiest way to answer that is just look up the MOU directly and see what it says. Because I was pulling in here and I'm like, oh my God, I've got to get on. Kevin actually said on radio or on air that there was no cheating done in LA in the mayor's race. And listen, dude, it's on fucking video, Kevin. I love you, but it's on video where they're paying homeless people to sign up to vote under fake names. It's all over the place, man.
Hold on. We're going to come back to that in a second. Let me read this to you. This is from The Guardian, so take it for what it's worth. This is from an article that was posted on The Guardian on Thursday. Quote, Iran has announced plans to introduce a system of maritime fees in the Strait of Hormuz in 2 months after the 60-day period of negotiation that has been triggered by the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding.
Okay,
Tehran.
That was them breaking it shortly after the agreement was signed.
Tehran.
That was not a part of the agreement.
That they're going to do it at the end of the 60 days.
They broke that. Yes,
Right.
that's not.
But again,
that wasn't a part of the deal that Trump came up with, though.
But again, at some point, Iran is getting flowers they didn't have before. They didn't go backwards in this deal. They didn't lose anything. In fact,
all the rebuilding they're going to have to do in their country.
So, Kevin, what happened after World War II with Germany and Japan?
Are you talking about the amount of money that we put in for the Marshall Plan?
Yes.
Yeah, the U.S. paid a whole bunch of money. Yeah.
Yeah, but we're not paying the money.
And the money that people are claiming, right? And this is probably the biggest farce that I'm seeing, is people saying the United States is giving hundreds of billions of dollars to Iran. It's worse than what Obama did. And it's like, no, those are loan guarantees if specific conditions are met. And the loan guarantees are specifically for business and infrastructure.
And the $300 billion is from regional partners.
Correct. It's not money coming from the United States.
Right.
And it's a massive misconception, but people, they read a meme somewhere, they think it's true, or their leftist buddy told them that this was true, so then they assume it's true. There's so much misinformation. Now, on that note, the Trump administration's got to do a fuck ton better job on their messaging, because their messaging is shit right now. and messaging will lose you a fucking election quicker than anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Ask Kamala. I'm just, I have not had an opportunity. I have been going 100 miles an hour all week. I have not had an opportunity to read the MOU. Only picked up bits and pieces of it when trusted voices that I believe in have been talking about it. So I'm not sure what the status is, because I can't. Now, I will say this: if Trump and his administration are allowing Iran to start charging, or if they're going to allow Iran to start charging fees to ships going through the Strait of Hormuz, in my opinion, that's a royal fuck up.
Yep.
That's an absolute fuck up. But I don't know that that's the case, because Alicia hasn't read the MOU yet. So
I have it right in front of me. I've just been waiting for my turn. Yeah.
You go, girl. Read it.
Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Oh, wait, that's the wrong one. Ceasefire and de-escalation. The MOU mandates an immediate permanent termination of military operations on all fronts, specifically including conflicts in Lebanon. Maritime access. The U.S. has ended its naval blockade of Iranian ports, and the Strait of Hormuz is to be reopened to commercial traffic. Immediate economic relief. The U.S. Treasury will issue waivers for Iranian crude oil exports and banking transactions during the 60-day negotiation period. The Reconstruction Fund, we just talked about that. That's regional partners that are giving him that money. Nuclear commitments. Iran reaffirmed it will not develop nuclear weapons and agreed to dilute its highly enriched uranium on site under IAEA supervision during talks. So the problem is that today Iran threatened to reclose the Strait of Hormuz. But that was after the MOU was put in. Trump countered by warning Iran won't have a country. Right? So maybe this 60 days isn't going to last.
I'll bet money it won't, but I'm curious what you think, Alicia. But keep going. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
I really don't think this whole thing is going to end until it's going to be a few months. I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon.
Right. So was that the extent of the MOU, Alicia?
Pretty much. Yeah, that was the main points. Yeah.
Yeah, and according to this article from the Guardian, it sounds like that they're not even going to try to impose it until after the 60-day negotiation period is through. So it could very well just be posturing by Iran to use that as leverage in that negotiation window, so they can come back later and say, okay, we won't charge this if you do this. Like that's highly possible.
Well, it's using Trump's own art of the deal against him.
Yep.
Right, where you go in and you announce something that's like huge, like what? Why would you? So that you can come back later and say, okay, I'll tell you what, we won't charge you these fees because we're the nice guys, right? Or something like that. Because I can't see this administration in 2 months watch Iran start charging other countries fees to transit the straits and being okay with that. I can't see that happening. I mean, it could. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and try to pretend like I know what Trump's going to do. But if they allowed that to happen, to me, that would be a monster failure on that part. But can we acknowledge Alicia's point, Kevin, that and I'm not saying you disagreed with this. I'm just asking if we can acknowledge what she said in the MOU about the regional partners in the money so that we're all on the same sheet of music.
Yeah, no, I acknowledge it. I just think it's really narrow-minded, right?
What is?
Why?
Explain.
We're not giving them the money.
But the money that's going to them is through us in a way, right? Like, I mean,
We're
it's
just
not coming.
It's not coming.
Well, hold on. Let me finish. It's not coming from us, but we have a role in this, or it wouldn't be going to them as part of the MOU. You know what I mean? So we need to do a better job of tying any money they receive to proof of concept.
And I like that we're using our allies to be able.
What does it create, Kevin?
It is that's going to be given them $300 billion.
Is it
Pakistan
Pakistan or Saudi Arabia?
It's regional partners, right? So it'll be probably
one.
It'll be Qatar, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Kuwait. Because that creates a situation where what? Now you have money invested from regional companies in Iran, and everybody has a monetary interest in making things go right. I understand the premise behind it. I really do. You know, it's and in a lot of ways, like, you know, like we look at home loans in this country, right? How many does the federal government back, right? Or the Department of Agriculture? They back the loans while banks give the money. You know, I just think that, you know, they're trying to create a financial incentive for Iran to play nice.
Yeah.
And that's what I see happening. Of course, I could be wrong, but that's what I see happening, which is why I think
do you think it works so, since so many of those nations in that region hate Iran and vice versa?
Yeah.
Like Iran hates Saudi Arabia and they hate Qatar and they hate UAE. They're not.
Yeah, I don't think it works.
Turkey. Yeah.
I don't think it works. I don't think it works because you have a country in Iran that I mean, I don't think any of us have any illusions that as soon as the shooting stopped, they started rebuilding shit with regards to their defense. And I think that they're going to use the 60 days to rearm, re-equip, because they still have an army, right? We didn't wipe out their army. We wiped out their Air Force. We wiped out their Navy, their anti-aircraft stuff. We wiped out a lot of their long-range missile launching systems, but they still have those drones, and those suckers are so small they're parked underground, and those are still a threat. Now, I liken it to this: every wolf suffers fleas. It's easy enough to scratch, right? And Iran will be a flea-infested little shit pile dung heap in the middle of the desert, and as soon as they start breeding new fleas, they're going to get hit with, you know, probably a hell of a flea collar. And I don't think, look, I think there's no illusion that we could bitch slap Iran back into the Stone Age, right? Now, I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to try to suggest what Trump is or should be doing. I think all we know is what he has done. And I think that he has put way too much stock into, well, we've beat you down a couple of times and we'll do it again. Listen, that doesn't scare. I don't understand how he doesn't get that. I mean, I'm with Tom on the idea that, okay, once you started it, fucking finish it. And I don't think to me, it's very similar to the first Iraq war, Desert Storm, right?
Yep.
Where we got guilted into stopping the assault, and, you know, fucking 10 years later, 12 years later, we were back, right? And Tom, the Republican Guard is not Iran; it's the IRGC. Okay, so I just
Republican Guard.
No, it's not the Republican Guard, brother. It's the Islamic Republic Guard, something. IRGC.
Yeah, whatever.
They're like the Republican Guard. They're fanatics.
Yep.
The difference is in Iraq, the Republican Guard did what they did out of fear, and in Iran, the IRGC does what they does out of religious zealotry, right? So they actually have a much stronger reason to do what they're doing. Yeah, thank you. Yes, sir. Motivation. And again, I can't help but think that this doesn't end particularly well. And I don't think the 60 days is going to hold. I think that, and this is my honest feeling about this, I think that the main excuse that is used for it not to work is going to be Israel. Because Israel is not going to stand by and watch Hezbollah have any impact in Lebanon whatsoever. And I think Israel has shown that they are going to go balls to the walls. They're going to go for Hezbollah. They've been at war now for a few years, first with Hamas. And remember, the people that are attacking Israel are the proxies of Iran. And so Iran's trying to throw their weight around and say, okay, but stop fighting our guys in Lebanon, No, I don't think the Israelis are going to do that. I disagree with it. I think if you're Israel, you take your foot off the accelerator and you let the United States broker this peace deal. But I don't think Israel's going to do that. And I think ultimately Israel will be the excuse that is used by Iran to not have this go through. And it sucks to say that, but I don't have a lot of faith in the Israelis right now to live up to an agreement that we broker with Iran when Israel's not part of the negotiations.
No, and how long does Hezbollah honor their end of any deal? Like even though Iran says we're going to stop, Hezbollah isn't beholden to Iran to that level. They've shown that before. They'll lob stuff over the border all they possibly can.
Well, that's part of the problem, right? You've got the United States negotiating directly with Iran, sort of, right? Like we sent the vice president over there. We're negotiating directly with their people. But there are massive cultural differences. You're talking about negotiating with the Persian Empire. And every time the Persian Empire comes to blows with the West, let's be honest, they get their asses kicked. They lose. They don't ever win. And they're not going to win this time. The issue is how far are we going to take it? And I think Trump is under a lot of political pressure to stop this because of the upcoming midterms. I think Trump knows that if the midterms go bad, he's trying to do everything he can to end this war, because if the midterms go bad, all you're going to see for the next 2 years is one attempt after another to impeach him, because that's what the Democrats want to do, and they've said it, right? So if you're Trump, you're doing
going to try and kill him again.
Well, you might be right, Alicia. Yeah, I mean, I hate to say it like that, but I think that's a very fair point. Or somebody will, right? Because they're right now, Democrats are encouraging anybody who will listen through their rhetoric to go after Trump in whatever way they can. I mean, we just saw another guy who openly threatened the president on social media now has a warrant out for his arrest, right? Granted, usually the United States president always has threats. That's why he has the Secret Service. But does anybody have any illusions that the amped up rhetoric, calling him a Nazi, comparing him to Hitler, all of the things that have been said about it, and I'm not gonna sit here and say that Republicans do the same thing. I mean, I think there is a vast difference between rhetoric from conservatives towards leftists and Democrats that they don't like versus rhetoric from the far left against people in positions of power and authority that they don't like.
The far left is certainly more violent as of late. They're certainly more at risk of doing violent things.
I do, and it's sad. I hate to say that, but to me, it is absolutely the truth. The numbers, the polling data shows it. Yeah, go ahead.
How the hell does that happen? The Republicans are the ones that are armed. They're the ones that believe in the Second Amendment.
Because we're not stupid.
No, but what I'm saying is the Democrats are the ones that are talking about getting up their guns and not being armed. How stupid could you possibly be to push for violence against the other side that you know is armed to the teeth?
Right.
It doesn't make any sense to me.
Because they want to make the Republicans the bad guys.
No.
Absolutely.
That's exactly. They want that image.
Yeah. I think Lori's right. They want Republicans to shoot back, because what happens, you get a couple of people on the left, let's say you get a couple of people go out and commit acts of violence against Jonathan Cho and Brandy Cruz, right?
Yeah.
And she has some people with her that fight back, and somebody, God forbid, something bad happens to one of the people that's attacking her, right? Somebody gets shot, somebody gets killed, and now it's a rallying cry.
Yep.
Right. I think a lot of times what we're seeing is the far left attempting to goad conservatives into finally pushing back. We see it all the time, like in the NFL, right? It's not the first guy that gets the penalty flag thrown on him; it's the second guy, right? I personally believe that that's kind of what we're seeing. Yeah. And it's an excuse, right? They're looking for an excuse. So,
I think they're looking for an excuse for a lynch mob, to be honest.
Yes. Well, did you guys see what? Did you guys? And there are. Listen, I don't think we can ignore the fact that we have some cultural differences in this very country, right? You can look at what happened on Juneteenth. There was a big festival down in South Carolina for Juneteenth, right? Thousands of people showed up. Do you know what happened? Did you guys hear what happened at this festival?
No.
A big group of African American young men showed up and started attacking and beating people up. To the point where the crowd stampeded, ran off, cops ran in, arrested some and stuff like that. But this was a Juneteenth celebration, right? I mean, I'll say it, right? There's a cultural difference between a portion of the African American community and the rest of the United States. There just is. We can say there isn't. We can pretend there isn't, but there is. There is a cultural difference, right? When you watch people, I think the trial that we just watched, right, the Carmelo Anthony trial, I think really demonstrated that. Because you see people like love Trojo to death, okay, but he kept railing about how the trial was unfair. There was nothing unfair about that trial. Nothing unfair about that trial.
Not matching his mouth again.
What's that?
His words are not matching his mouth again.
Are you you're talking about me, right? There's a delay.
Oh,
is that what
this is delayed? This is delayed right here.
It's not too bad
delayed.
This is delayed.
He's not delayed on yours?
You're fine.
No,
you're fine.
Okay.
You're good, Paul.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Professor. So
Do you hear the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Yes, ma'am, I do. So am I wrong in thinking that? Am I the only one that sees these cultural differences? I mean, you got people out there who are saying there were no African Americans on the jury, therefore it wasn't a fair trial. Listen, you get a jury of your peers, and he did. There's nothing about racial makeup in a jury that is constitutional in any way, shape, or form. Now,
I would just say precedence in the law has shown, and you know this as someone who studied the law, so don't belittle it.
I'm not belittling it. I believe in our system.
All right.
There's a challenge that was made, but it was struck down by the judge. It was called I think it's called Bolton. It's a Bolton challenge, which basically accuses the prosecution of eliminating people based on racial grounds. The problem, and so there were 3 people that made it through the jury selection process to the voir dire stage, which is where each side goes in and they can basically kick out certain jurors if they don't think that they have what they want, right? And there's a whole bunch of reasons, I mean, it can come down to what somebody does for a living, for a juror, or for attorneys to voir dire them and basically cut them. All 3 African-American jurors gave some semblance of the same answer during the voir dire process. All 3 of them. And all 3 of them said to the same degree that they did not feel comfortable sentencing a teenage African-American man to jail for life if they found him guilty of murder. Okay, well, if you're an attorney, you don't want them, right? You want an impartial jury.
Not the prosecutor.
That's what I'm saying. So the prosecutor axed them, right? For their own admitted bias during the voir dire period. So there was an opportunity there to have African Americans on that jury pool. And they were honest. I give them full credit. They were honest. I get that. But could you imagine if the roles were reversed, right? So my point is just that I'm listening to people, Trojo and others, they're making that case. But again, like I said, a jury of your peers does not mean a jury of your racial peers or any kind. It has nothing to do with racial makeup. And again, the challenge was made and it was rejected by the judge, and I think rightfully so. They had good reasons for rejecting that jury. And these people, like, you look at his parents, and they didn't even stick around for his sentencing, right? They used the money that was raised to buy a house. So because they said that they needed to move, I have watched a whole bunch of the different conversations that have gone on online by people throughout the country about this, and the racial animus that is described by African Americans towards the legal system because they felt Carmelo Anthony did not get a fair trial blew my mind. You know, it really did. And I was like, I mean, it's everything except cameras were in that courtroom. Every single thing that happened in there was reported on by many people in every detail. There was nothing unfair about that jury trial. Now, if you want to make, and this is the other thing I don't think people understand, they wanted to compare crime for crime. Well, this white guy committed this crime and he only got this much time. Okay. And I think anybody, Alicia, you'll have to tell me if you disagree, but I'm a firm believer that every single crime, every jury in every community is different. Judges give different jury instructions.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
So all of that stuff happens and all of that plays into the ultimate sentencing that occurred. You know, it's like I said, so, you know, my son just did a project in school last week before he kind of graduated 8th grade. And it was on, and this is one more aspect of this. It was about Juneteenth, right? I had a guy out an African-American guy at the paintball field yesterday who was from Texas. And he brought up a very fascinating point about Juneteenth. He goes, it actually kind of pissed, he's like, for him, it made him angry, the whole premise behind Juneteenth. And he said, because the whole thing celebrates when people in Texas finally found out about the end of slavery, right? He goes, look, back then, he goes, Texas was basically its own independent nation. It wasn't even part of the country. And he's, you know, there was like the independent, whatever it was of Texas. And I don't know when Texas became a state and all that, but, you know, his point was just that he's like, why the attention on Texas? He goes, it made Texas seem like it was a much more racist place. But here was the kicker that I didn't even know. Texas didn't have slaves. It was not a slaveholder state.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow, that's really interesting. And so as we got into this conversation, you know, he was like, I see all these African Americans are out there screaming about all these things that have happened to them and how they couldn't build wealth generationally, you know. And he pointed out, he goes, well, then how come Asian Americans are doing better than African Americans? Why is it that Mexican Americans are doing better financially? He was referring to Asian Americans. He goes, these are all groups that had their own issues and their own problems. You know, and he goes, but they've overtaken the African-American community in their ability to generate revenue, to generate wealth. And that doesn't even get to the fact, very fascinating story. You guys will have to stop me if you've heard it. Actually, don't. Let me tell the whole thing. Does anybody in there know who the first slave owner was in the United States?
A black man.
It was a black man.
Wasn't it? Didn't start with an F.
I did. Franklin something or no.
Thank you.
But I forget.
It was kind of rattling in my brain. I couldn't get it to stop.
Yeah. And then what made that even more fascinating to me was when you dig into that story and you learn what happened. So at the time, they were just indentured servants. So the white farmer that lived next door to the black farmer, right? The white guy went over to the black farmer's farm, and this is all true. He goes over to this guy's farm, and one of his slaves comes up to this white farmer and says, effectively, why am I a slave forever? This guy told me he owns me forever. What did I do? Right? And the white farmer told him, he goes, well, we have indentured servants, and that's always for a set period of time, 5 to 7 years. And he says, how long have you been here? And the guy was like, 22 years. He goes, just leave. He said, just leave. So the slave walked off the plantation and left. And do you guys know what happened when that occurred? Kevin, do you know what happened when that slave walked up? Do you know what happened, Kevin?
No.
The black farmer sued the white farmer in court because the black farmer lost property. Alicia, what happens when a court makes a ruling? What does it do? It sets a what?
Precedent.
Guess what happened when the black farmer sued the white farmer?
Set a precedent.
And the courts agreed with the black farmer. Well, you bought and paid for this slave. He's your property forever. So do you know what that did? It created the institution of slavery in perpetuity.
Yep.
So the first slave owner was a black slave owner who sued a white farmer that lived next door because he encouraged one of his slaves to leave. Hence, slavery. Like, that is not something they fucking teach in school, man.
No, it's not.
And so when you start learning that it's just, when you look at real history and you understand it and you kind of begin to grasp it and stuff, man, it is so much different than people make it out to be.
Oh,
so much different.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, when you hear these folks celebrating Juneteenth, they don't fucking talk about that, do they? And that's my point about the difference, the ideological and the cultural differences that occur in America today. That's my soapbox moment. Okay.
Do you know the date to that approximate date to when that happened?
No, but I mean, I could look it up for you, bud. You want me to look it up? Okay.
Whatever. I mean, I can look it up too. I've got a computer right in front of me.
Right. Hold on. Keep talking, buddy.
Paul, how's the paintball field going? You getting lots of people out there with the sun out?
Well, we're rebuilding that business from scratch. And this year, it hurt us in the wintertime because we had to spend everything we had to keep the field, just to keep it repaired and up. In fact, I think ultimately what we decided to do is we want to go out and find ourselves an investor, somebody basically to come in and be a 1/3 owner.
Yeah.
So.
By the way, really quick, 1865. By the way,
1865. What
was the year that happened in Texas?
That precedent was set.
Oh, okay, I got you. 1865. Yeah, it took so.
For that, that's for Juneteenth.
Yes,
right?
that's what I thought you were asking.
Okay, no, I was talking about the date for the precedent setting of slavery.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So here, the guy's name, I was wrong. It wasn't Franklin. His name was Anthony Johnson, and it was in 1655. A Virginia court ruled in favor of Anthony Johnson, a free black man and former indentured servant, who sued to hold an African-American man named John Cassar as a slave for life. This case set a vital legal precedent that solidified private property rights over enslaved individuals. So when you really dig into it and you find out that the entire court precedent that gave them the right to do this was all done by a black man. It's just, it's mind-boggling. Like I said, they don't teach it. And you should have seen the look on my son's face at 14 years old when I told him that. He was just like, it's like his worldview was rocked, right? Because not something they talked about in school.
No, they definitely didn't talk about that in school, and they definitely didn't teach it that way. It was always the white man bad, and
they ignore the fact that it was greatly the preponderance of white men that died fighting on the Union side to liberate slaves in the first place.
Yeah. I heard a great conversation about reparations on Friday on Juneteenth, and it was. I always find that conversation fascinating, right? And it was between two African-American men. And the one guy that was pro reparations, look, it's not like it's not an interesting point, right? That white people have more generations typically where they're able to build wealth. But the other African-American guy brought up some good points, man. He's like, so how are you going to go back and figure that out? Are you going to pay reparations to the white people that died freeing the slaves? I mean, how far back do you want to go? Do you want to go back and let's pay reparations to people that were captured and put in slavery by Native Americans? We're going to do that too. Native Americans owned a lot of slaves, right?
What about the Chinese?
I say the Chinese and the Irish, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, it doesn't. The argument, like, I get the desire, right? People feel like they don't get the same breaks in life. They feel like they didn't get the same opportunities, or their family was perpetually poor for whatever reason, right? So they're looking for somebody to, try to hold accountable for that, and get free money. Let's call it what it is, right? Reparations is free money that people want, but there's no system we could ever put in place that would be fair to do something like that. And who's going to pay for it? The white people who mostly never owned slaves.
The taxpayer. I mean, if I'm not mistaken,
yes, it would be. Yes, Tom. Yeah, you're right. The taxpayer.
Yeah, doesn't California have something in effect right now? I thought it was California for a new time or for first-time home buyers.
Yep.
If you have the right pigmentation, it's like $120,000.
Brother, they got that right here in Washington State, and now it's the whole. Yeah.
Oh, I thought
the whole program. Yeah, the whole program is under investigation because the people that were in charge were misallocating funds to friends and family members.
Well, of course they were.
Right.
Oh,
right.
Yeah. And it wasn't just houses. It was business startup money. It was also credit card debt being paid off.
That's probably right. Yeah.
It sounds an awful lot like Tara Simmons routing government money in Olympia to a nonprofit that suddenly turned around and hired her boyfriend.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Tom, can I just tell Tom one thing really quick? I think Tom will be proud to hear this.
Yes.
So you guys have all met Hunter, right? Hunter is a fairly conservative individual. And before we leave tonight, I have to tell one more story about him. I spent all day with him. He basically came and kidnapped me and everybody else and my other son, and he took us out to this little tiny lake that was just awesome all day. But the point is, Tom, so he acknowledged to me today, we were talking politics while we were out on the lake, and he says, no, he goes, I'm a libertarian.
Some common sense.
Yeah, there you go. There you go, Tom. I thought you would find that kind of cool. So
Kevin, now there's two.
Oh, great. Hey, before we get into our next topic, I want to remind you that if you're looking for quality cannabis products in Bremerton, you want to make your next stop at Destination Highway 420. Conveniently located on Hollow Street, Destination Highway 420 offers a wide selection of premium flower, edibles, concentrates, pre-rolls, vapes, and more. Whether you're a seasoned consumer or if you're new to cannabis, their knowledgeable team is ready to help you find a product that fits your needs and your budget. Great selection, competitive prices, friendly service every visit, every time. Stop by today and see why so many customers are choosing Destination Highway 420. Must be 21 years or older. Please consume responsibly. Destination Highway 420, your destination for quality cannabis.
The only destination
in Bremerton. Thank you.
They are so knowledgeable. They are such awesome people down there, man. I'm always impressed every time I go in there. Every time.
They really are.
I had work to do up around Silverdale and stuff on my way home. I did pop in. So
I had a meeting with John this past week, and
the manager, right?
The general manager,
yeah, John's awesome,
and he's great. And I did give him an invitation to stop in anytime he wants.
Nice.
So just putting that out there. Mm-hmm. I went in and he was up front, and I said, "All right, let's have some fun."
Uh-oh.
So I got.
Are you stocked at home now?
Yeah, but I got some new stuff that I would have never tried. I always like when I go into a new place, I always say dealer's choice. That's how I found Bill Murray.
Yeah. No, I'll do the same thing. I'll go, especially with a brand new bud tender, or if I visit a new shop, which I don't do a lot. I've got like my two favorites here local when I can't make it to Bremerton, and then but I'll go in and get one or two of my favorite things. I'll go, you pick next.
Yeah.
It's cool. It helps you sort out good bud tenders.
Yeah.
Someone that like matches your vibe.
Your vibe is the energy is always Yep.
So
very important.
I have a very funny Father's Day story that's fairly short. Whenever you have time, Kevin, and you want me to tell it, because I know you're getting ready to change subjects.
Yeah, let's do that closer to the end. We can do that right before parting shots. I wanted to talk with you a little bit. Paul, you and I have had some really great conversations off air this week about the situation with feral dogs.
Yes.
Again, we talked about this to open the show because I just felt like it's something we had to talk about at some point tonight.
Mm-hmm.
All I have said and all I have acknowledged is that he's under investigation for something.
Right.
That's what we've been able to verify.
Correct.
There's been a FOIA request that's been put out, has been denied because the investigation. Not FOIA, sorry. There's been a public records request that was denied because the investigation is ongoing. But they haven't really confirmed what the investigation is. A lot of stuff floating around the internet about what he's accused of doing. Two rednecks in t-shirts outside of his house shot a video. I think it's a great conversation, and I think people are waiting for us to talk about it, Paul.
Yeah.
I'm just not
rightfully
100% sure how to do that yet.
Well, I think you're listen, everybody here that's on this show has an opinion about this topic, and I think we have every right to talk about it. Mm-hmm. People have a right to talk about it and be heard. So I don't think, I understand your position on it, and I'll give you an opportunity to say that. And you have a very good reason. We're all products of our lived experience, Kevin. And I'm just gonna, with your permission, I'm gonna kind of tell this to everybody.
Before you do that, do we need to give more information about the dog situation first, so that
Well, I think we're gonna get to it. I wanted to help people understand why you're taking the position you're taking.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think it's important for people to know that, God, what was it, 26, 27 years ago?
It was in
you were with
2002.
Okay, so you were with me at my house for an event. We were having a party over there, and you were accused by a woman that you worked with whose advances you spurned.
Yep.
So she leveled slanderous claims against you because she was pissed at you for not letting her make sexual advances on you.
Yes.
And that the call about that came in while Kevin was sitting at my house.
Yeah.
Hey, you just did this with this girl. We need to talk to you. Kevin ended up losing his job over it.
Oh,
And
shit.
yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. He lost
What
his
a
job
fucking
over it.
psycho.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
then-
she ended up being prosecuted at some point later because she made and acknowledged that she made the whole thing up.
Yeah.
So
What a
so I
fucking cunt.
What?
I hate women like
See you
that.
next time. Shot. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, it turned into a whole big thing. And while they're investigating it, I couldn't work in the same building with her, which caused me to lose the job. And then it came all out later that it was all made up. And but I didn't get the job back, and I think she got let go too. But anyway,
This
yeah.
is why
So
you
you're-
don't dip your stick at work, dude.
No, I rejected dipping
Don't
the stick
shit
at
where
work.
you eat.
That's why I rejected dipping the stick
Yeah.
at work, and that's
Okay.
what led to this. So
that and he was already sleeping with another girl there, but I'm kidding, Kevin. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
That was not. How dare you?
I'm kidding.
How dare you? That's
I'm
not
kidding.
helpful at all.
And the right phrase is don't get your meat where you make your bread.
Don't pee in the pool you swim
Is that
in.
what it is?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, don't pee in the pool you swim in.
Yeah.
So as we talk about this Daryl Dogs thing, I think that's and I think you're right, Paul. I think we are creatures of our lived experience. I think that for me, having seen what accusations with no basis can do to somebody, it's very difficult for me to step out on a line and say anything specific about what we've heard he's been accused of, because we haven't had any verification between the two, besides the two guys that shot the video in his yard and then everybody they've shared that with.
Well, because
even the people on Facebook that are sharing the story and talking about it don't have any additional information to go on. They
Correct.
just have the videos.
That's correct.
And so I've been very reluctant to get into what he's been accused of or what people have said he's being investigated for, because there's no way to verify that. We just have what two random dudes said in a video. And we've discussed on this show a whole bunch. AI is AI and videos are videos, and people can say and do whatever they want to. And as I mentioned in the first hour, Paul, you and I railed about the Me Too movement back when it went on, about the number of people that lost their jobs and their livelihoods over accusations that had no merit. So I'm really hesitant, and I'm not a huge fan of Daryl Dogs. I don't dislike his wife. I know that there's a lot of people who hate her, but
I do. I'll say it.
Hold on. The reason I don't is because she had a really cool relationship with my daughter when my daughter went to the school that she worked at.
Yeah, she was probably molesting her.
She was not molesting my daughter. Stop. But I'm just saying that when you're a kid,
Freaking Beeler, man.
I'm just telling you, she wasn't molesting my daughter. That's not even that's not even a place you go, Beals. I think
happens way more than people think.
I don't doubt that it does. I'm just suggesting that when you find a teacher or a school professional at any level that treats your kid correctly and makes them feel heard and cared about and all of that holds a spot.
Well, I sincerely hope that that's all it was.
I believe that's all it was.
Okay.
Or they're grooming.
However, ... if the accusations are correct, and if the wife knew about or supported or took part or encouraged or aided and abetted in any way,
just saw it and turned a blind eye,
or that
fuck
too.
you, bitch, you're just as guilty.
Exactly. And if that comes out, then you hang them you hang them from the rafters. That's all I'm saying. But I'm just saying I don't have an axe to grind with Leslie Dogs on principle until I know more about this, because right now there's nothing, there hasn't been anything shared about her outside of the opinions of the two guys that shot the video. They didn't even claim to have any proof about her like they claim to have proof about him. They just gave their opinions.
Yeah.
And opinions are like assholes. Sometimes you need to bleach them.
And sometimes you need to stick a finger in one.
See, Beeler wants to have a finger in her ass.
So I will say this, because I watched the live stream, and this all went down last Sunday night during our show. But got home, saw the live stream and everything else. Had additional footage sent from another view, and I am going to be very critical of the group that ran the sting operation on him, because as they were running their live stream, they were using a lot of political pejoratives, because they know that Daryl and Leslie are on the left, and they were saying things like it's always the defund police people that are the first to call the cops and all that. Anyway, he was making a lot of comments that were negative based on politics, and that's fine. But you can't do that while you're in the middle of an investigation into something this serious, because any lawyer worth his salt is going to tear that to pieces and say, guess what you did? You had a motive, right? And we're in a world of AI where AI can be used to create anything and make anybody look like they did anything. Now, having done the background research, well, I don't think you're wrong about that. I don't know anything about that, though. I mean, I don't know how they do that. But here's what I'm saying. We know, thanks to the reportings of Matt Adams, he went out, he requested copies of the body-worn camera footage from the Bremerton police officers that went in to talk to Daryl. We know that Daryl's phone was taken. We know that Daryl, while he was in his house, posted, "I've been hacked," and was promptly... And he was quickly erasing all of his social media profiles, and in doing so, and I'll give you a good example. To me, there were red flags. For example, he had I think it's called Kick or something like that. It was Reels.
No.
It was Reels, and he had a Reels page that was dedicated to his classic car, because he would travel all over in his classic car. Okay. Now, nothing big about that, right? But here's what's interesting. On that reel, he called himself deacon, which is a position of religious authority, that's a position that is frequently used to do this kind of stuff. He was using his classic.
Hold on, Paul, is he a deacon in his church? Do we know if he actually,
I have no idea
if that's an actual position or if it's self-appointed?
I have no idea. I'm only going off of what I could find online. He had 5 Facebook profiles that I found. One where he said he was in Bremerton, his normal one that said he lived in Florida, one that said he lived in Seattle, and one, more importantly, said that he lived in Indonesia, pedophile capital of the world. Right. And on his car page, he used 2 hashtags that I found disturbing. Like, to me, were minor red flags. One, he kept referring to himself as an old white dude, and the other one, he kept using, he said hashtag indecent. Like, why would you, what does indecent have to do at all with a classic car? Like, to me, they seemed like they were code words. And he kept using pizza and other stuff. So there were just some things in there that absolutely, in the world of pedophilia, pointed a finger. Not saying he's guilty, and this is something I've tried to remind everybody. Sean Murphy, love you, bud. I reached out to Sean Murphy. He had said very directly that there was 1, if not 2, of their former foster children that had came out. Now, I did clarify with Sean, he had no proof of that. Okay, I tried to vet that information.
Why was he putting that out then?
Correct. So I could find nobody that had any proof that any foster children had come forward with any information. And the other comment I will make is, you can't say, because when Leslie answered the door with her husband, she was the first person. She was calling the cops. She said, we don't know who you are. You've got the wrong house. She said very innocuous things. That does not mean that she's an accomplice, irrespective of what I think of her as a politician, because I don't like her. Anyway, so that aside, like, those are the kinds of things you cannot state as a fact when you have no evidence to back them up. It's not what you know, it's what you can prove.
Who you know too.
And they kept making the comment that they had a picture of Daryl's penis. Well, that he had sent to this 13-year-old girl. The problem is there was no face with it. Like, it could have been they were just simply comparing his body shape to this picture. Again, that doesn't prove anything. Now, obviously, the officers had reasonable articulable suspicion. They went in, questioned him, and took his phone. They seized his phone. Having said that, one last thing. Having said that, when Matt Adams asked for that footage, he was denied. And why was he denied? Because there's an active, ongoing investigation. So he is being investigated, and I can't stress this enough to my conservative friends. We cannot do what the left does, right? You look at what Donald Trump went through with all the accusations against him, and people were quick to jump. He's a pedophile. How many people you know said that, right? Even though there's no evidence of it, they're all over that. Donald Trump's a pedophile. Hell, Jeremy's posted that 1,000 times if he's posted it once. Point being, if we want the same, if we live in a country where we are innocent until proven guilty, and we have to remember that, we can't forget it. Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead, Beeler.
I totally forgot what I was going to say.
That's okay.
All right.
Paul, I literally don't disagree with anything that you've said. I think that there's a lot of circumstantial stuff that he did in the aftermath. Like, I love the fact that he went online and posted, "I've been hacked."
Yeah, I thought that.
No, I mean that sarcastically.
Oh, okay, all right.
I like nothing screams I'm guilty as hell than the cops just came to my house. I better post that I was hacked. If he had posted that before the cops showed up, okay, all right, maybe.
Yeah.
But after the cops show up and then you post that you're hacked, or while the cops are at your door, nice try, Sparky.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of stuff in this that gives me credence to think that maybe he's done something inappropriate or wrong or illegal.
Right.
But that's just me having an opinion. There's nothing confirmed. There's no charging documents. There's nothing been released about exactly what they're investigating him for outside of the two guys that did the investigation. And it scares the crap out of me that, Paul, let's say you ran for office next year. You're going to run for 26th state rep.
Don't do it.
and you look like you're going to overturn Deb Krishna. And so in order to get you out of the way, some woman comes forward and says, "Hey, I hired Paul to come out to my place to do a job, and he assaulted me while he in the bathroom while he was supposed to be working on my house." And the left would run with that, bury you, run your name through the muck, and before the whole thing is over, you're cleared. But your clearing never carries the same amount of press and credence as it does when you were arrested.
Oh, 100%.
You know? And so that's what scares me. Not that I think he did or didn't do anything. I think there's enough to make me think he probably did something. Mm-hmm. But the principle, the precedent, as Beeler talked about legally before, the precedent we set by ripping someone to shreds when we haven't seen evidence, we haven't seen proof, we haven't seen charging documents, he hasn't had his day in court, we don't have anything to go on besides two random guys we've never heard of before. That's dangerous.
What are you talking about? They're well-known catch a predator people on YouTube.
Again,
how are they not known?
They also put their stuff behind a paywall that people have to pay to access, which means, are they doing this because they want to catch the predators, or are they doing it so they can get clicks and make the money off of it?
We live in a capitalist country. That's how you make money.
But I'm not debating that.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, it makes me wonder what their motivation is. Is the motivation to get bad guys off the streets, or is their motivation to make money for clicks?
What's the official investigating body? Is it
Bremerton Police Department? No, BPD.
Okay.
Yeah, BPD.
Mm-hmm.
Now, before
Kevin,
I go, since I'm taking off at 10, can I give my final thoughts or my whatever you
Your
call
parting
them?
shot.
My parting
Yeah, but
shot?
you're like 12 minutes early. Can you give it 10 minutes and then?
Well, I would say yes, but I don't trust you guys to give me that time and get me out of here at
We'll give you
10
that time.
because you do that all the time, and then it's like 10:15, and I'm not doing that.
Okay, no, we'll come back at.
And I haven't got to do my parting shots in a while.
We'll
and
come back
I
at
really have something important to
10:57.
say.
Lori will help me remember at 10:57.
Okay.
Okay. Right, Lori?
9:57.
I'm sorry, 9:57. Thank you. Nice catch.
9:57.
Nice
Right,
catch.
right. So
And by the
funny
way,
if
one other thing too, I don't envy BPD's position.
No.
Like, I don't envy the spot they find themselves in, because now they can't do the investigation without a whole bunch of extra scrutiny that they didn't ask for.
Yeah.
And I would argue, because of his position in the community, his work on the United Way board, his former political affiliations, I would argue it is going to be next to impossible to get him a fair trial in Kitsap County.
His request, or a request made by a federal whistleblower to remove him from the United Way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They made that very public.
Yeah, citing several things. Again,
And I mentioned this to Paul before. Sorry, I mentioned this to Paul before. The fact that the United Way hasn't removed him from the position yet that we're aware of, I just want to caution you. I think that's important to keep that in mind. Most corporations, especially the size of United Way, have what's called a crisis communication plan in place. they prepare for these situations, so they have a plan in place when things come up. They know that somewhere in their national organization, someone's going to get busted for malfeasance, for embezzlement, for rape, for child molestation, for some kind of major crime that's going to blow up in the media. They have a plan in place for when this happens. They're not reacting. They are prepared. So when it happens, they have a checklist that they go by. The fact that the United Way hasn't already made a decision and announced something publicly, we're going to suspend him with pay, something. I don't know what it means, but I think it means something that they haven't knee-jerk reacted to at least put him on paid leave while this gets handled.
Well, and they may have already, or I mean, they may be doing their due diligence to make sure everything's legitimate and stuff. So
he doesn't work there. He's not paid,
He's on the
right?
board.
He's on the board. That doesn't mean he gets paid.
Yeah,
but
it's a volunteer.
But again, I think that they would have gotten out ahead of it and said,
"Oh, absolutely,
we're
I think
suspending
you're right
him."
there. Yeah,
and I think that the fact that they haven't says something. I just don't know what it says.
Yeah,
they're probably waiting for charging documents. I mean, if there's an actual charge that comes from the investigation, then that'd probably be step one.
Yeah,
for sure.
For sure. Go ahead, Paul.
So
yeah, you were going to say something. Sorry.
Well, I was just going to give my funny Father's Day story so I could start at the process so that Beeler's out of there by 10.
Okay, hold on. Before we do that, does anybody else have any comments or anything with this whole thing with Daryl Dogs?
No, I don't know enough about it. So
no.
Okay, Lori, no. Beeler, anything that you had?
Pedos should burn.
Agreed, but
I don't. That's in debate.
After it's
It wasn't
proven.
specifically rooted at him. I'm just saying in general.
Yeah.
Fuck you, pedos.
But I mean, across the board, right? I mean, an accusation's different from
It
damning
absolutely
evidence.
is, and I absolutely believe that with everything that I am, with all of my background in law and policy.
Yeah,
and I do agree with you too. If it turns out his wife was involved, or anybody else for that matter is involved, they all need to be hung together from the same tree.
Yep.
All right, Paul, go ahead, buddy.
So funny Father's Day story. So my son has been dating this girl for about 4 months. She's in the Army with him and stuff like that. So he finally goes over last week to meet her family, right? And turns out her father.
Is this the same one that we met that he came up with her, or is this somebody else?
No.
Okay, all right. Go ahead.
Dude, it's been 4 months. He said
that's why I was.
We met her a year ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he goes to meet her family for the first time last week, and her dad is a retired master sergeant. And so he's pretty high up there command sergeant major. So he's pretty high up there. And this guy works for part-time. He works for ancestry.com. So he sits Hunter down. He says, "Hey man, let's I'll work with you." And he goes, "I do this for all my friends and everything else." He goes, "Let's work on your family tree together." Right? Hunter's like, "Wow, awesome." Because
that's super
Hunter
cool,
says,
actually.
Yeah, Hunter goes, I want to do this for my dad. He goes, I'd love to give my dad a great family tree. So they sit down and they start working on Hunter and I's family tree. And they're going all the way back. So right now they're already back to the 15th century, right? And
wow. Okay.
He tells Hunter in the middle of this conversation, he goes, "Holy shit." He goes, "You guys have a massive Scottish heritage to the Forbes clan." And we were like, "Oh, wow, I never knew that, that's really cool." He goes, "You're heirs to a castle. Wow, holy shit." And then he goes, "Fuck me." "Well, what is it?" He goes, "We're the Forbes clan too."
Wow.
Yeah. Pretty funny shit, huh?
Yeah,
so they're like,
really funny.
there's like, she's like 500 years removed and like 17 generations, but here he is. Here he is. Yeah. But I told him, I said, "Well, you know what that makes her?" He's like, "What?" I'm like, "Kissing cousins." So it was just a
tree in a tree. It's a straight line, man.
Right. So it was a pretty funny Father's Day story because he finds this out while he was trying to do this family history just for his dad. So anyway, that's it.
I would tease him about that, but I want Hunter to like me, so him and I can team up against you. So we'll just call it good.
Well, if you ever show up to play paintball, Kevin, you can be on his team. Okay.
I will be on his team.
Yeah,
that's very true. Beeler, I know you were really excited to share your parting shot.
Yes, thank you. So
I didn't say you could do it now. You have 3 minutes until it's time.
Now.
Go ahead.
I think tonight highlighted when I had to step out how important it is for fathers, whether they're present or not, or however they are in life with their children. As a woman, I would just say that when I was growing up, there was an age period where I didn't need my dad. I didn't need to talk to him. I didn't need any of that. And I think as women, we get to a certain point in our lives where that flops all of a sudden. And maybe this isn't true for everyone, but I have experienced it with quite a few. I think it's important to realize that just because your daughters aren't talking to you right now doesn't mean they aren't going to be talking to you later on. And I just hope that guys that are going through stuff like that, like maybe you could just think about that and hold out a little bit.
That's a great point.
It will come around. Yeah, that's all I wanted to say. I think it's an important topic.
That's a wonderful sentiment.
And maybe if you just haven't thought about it, call your fucking dad. My dad died 11 years ago, and I had a stepdad, and I should have called him today, and I got a phone call from him, and I felt awful. So I was that daughter today. So
Bobby, you talk to him still.
I did talk to him. I did for a little bit, and then I was like, I got to run. I'm heading out to the podcast, but
yeah, I mean, you still got some time with him, so
I did.
You know, that's what's
You
important.
took the call.
Yeah.
I did pick
There
it
you
up.
go.
I'm very bad at that.
There you
so,
go. You took the call.
Yeah.
Well, God bless you for it. That's
I'm
wonderful.
not a big phone talker.
Beeler, I don't say this very often, but you're a good egg.
Thanks, buddy.
You're a good egg. Paul, you did miss it in the first hour, though. She did talk about how she wanted to have a finger in her ass. So.
Oh my God, that is not what I said, Paul. Not at all what I said. Not at all.
I'm going to leave that one alone.
Good choice.
Paul,
yeah.
Paul, look at the camera. Look at the camera. That's what she said.
Paul, look in the camera.
What did I do?
Nothing.
Holy cow.
You can't leave yet. It's not 10 o'clock. You got 3 minutes.
Mom, and I'm leaving. Good night, viewers. See you next Sunday.
Good night, Professor.
Beeler has arranged for Chris Gergen to be in studio next week. He might even be in for all the show. Beeler's going to talk to him. She'll let us know. We'll promote that on the page. But Chris Gergen with Dark Horse Media or Dark Horse Political, excuse me, is going to be with us in studio live here in Black Ring Spirits.
I love it. That's great.
Yeah, Chris is good dude.
Look forward to seeing. Look forward to seeing
conversation too.
Great conversation.
Yeah.
Smart dude. A couple comments in the chat before the rest of us do our parting shots. So I just want to give the people in chat their due because they've been leaving comments and we haven't checked them all. John Walker said today is the longest day of the year. The sky is still not dark yet.
That's right.
They're going to tax you for that extra sunlight, by the way.
First day of summer.
Margie said, big money uses the histories with our high school teachers, college, lead in school water like Epstein action. Margie, I love you, but sometimes I can't track where you're going.
That was just stringing together topics.
I think so. Yeah. It's hard for me to go back and see it. So most of these are a little bit older. I don't want to go back onto them just because I don't know what we were talking about at the time. But thanks for the activeness in chat. We're going to have to figure out how to monitor the chat because I can't do both with running all the stuff here that I have to run now. So
well,
we'll have to work out a system.
I mean, Boss Baby says her comment to me was you just don't ever pay attention to it. So
I can't. I have to manage.
I'm not, buddy. I'm not knocking you. I'm not knocking you.
Maybe you should monitor it, Paul.
I can when I'm on. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Fair enough then.
Yeah.
So it's up to you then. Congratulations. It's your job.
I don't mind.
Hey, before we get to parting shots, Paul, I just wanted to say something. I was thinking about you today.
Yeah.
You and I have been through something similar, and just that we both lost our dads in the last several years, and so Father's Day always hits a little bit differently. We've got our own kids, obviously, but it's hard not to think about our own dads and missing them and thinking about them and stuff that we experienced and did with them. So I just wanted to, I was thinking about you today because I kind of figured you were in the same kind of spot that I was a little bit, just kind of thinking about it. Not sad, not bad, but just kind of reflecting and reminiscing a little bit. So
absolutely.
Yeah, I just wanted to know I was thinking about you, and I'm going to see something really nice to you, Paul. So don't get your panties in a bundle.
Okay.
Your dad would be incredibly proud of the man you are today. So
yeah, he I appreciate that, Kevin. And I'm proud to be his son, and I hope to live up to his image with my own kids. And they remind me every time I get to spend some time with them that we're moving in the right direction. So yeah, I appreciate it a lot. So thank you.
Kevin Nelson said Burroughs directed over 1,000 episodes of various sitcoms from 1974. TV director James Burroughs passed away today.
Oh.
Tegan said, "Good night, guys." Tegan used to have a lot of snark in the chat, and she doesn't really bring snark in the chat anymore. I'm really disappointed. She did ask if I was sitting separately now because I couldn't quit pulling Beeler's hair, but that's actually not why. It's changing roles here. Lori, do you have any parting shots for us this evening?
Yes, I do. I'm sorry. Let me put my
That's
phone
okay.
down.
Put your phone. Do you need a minute? Do you want a
Parting
minute?
shots.
Need a hug?
No.
Okay.
Parting shots. So we're in the midst of summer. Just started.
Summer.
And with that comes a lot of, releasing of the schedules, changing, visiting a lot, hanging out with people. My one request, please do not take your foot off of the lever, off of the gas pedal. Please pay attention to the politics here in Washington State. Please make a concerted effort to make a difference.
Amen to that, Lori.
If that's you, thank you. If that's you talking to your friends and your family gently, if that's you going to your neighbors, please look at what your surroundings are. If you're not liking what you're seeing, please help make the change.
Be the change you want to see in the world, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Lori, good to see you. We missed you last week.
Oh, good to see you.
There was a lot of crying,
Oh.
wailing, gnashing of teeth last week, but we're glad you're back.
Well, my knee was swollen really bad.
That's what you get for breaking it off in your kids' ass. Tom, you have any parting shots, my friend?
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna kind of jump on Lori's coattails there. That's
assault.
Yeah. I'll do it gently.
Maybe Lori likes it hard. I don't know.
Oh,
I'm still gonna be gentle.
Rough.
Tom is married. Let's not go down this path.
Rough.
It's not like she loves it soft and flaccid.
Oh, good Lord,
geez.
Paul.
Here we go.
I should be calling Trojo. Go ahead, Tom.
Oh. So let's see. This past Friday, I went out representing Black Ring Spirits and hung out with Gary Parker and his campaign for a little bit.
Oh, how's Gary? We need to get Gary back on. By the way,
we need to get a lot I
actually did. Yeah, I actually did talk to Gary about that. But that's one of the things that's where I'm kind of jumping on Lori's coattails. I mean, pay attention.
Mm-hmm.
I hear a lot of people bitch and complain about the state of things in our state. And then they say, "Oh, I won't vote. My vote doesn't count."
Mm-hmm.
Stop it! I understand that sentiment when it comes to one thing: voting for president. Otherwise, the most important thing you can do is vote in your local elections. Your local votes do count.
And who makes the most impact on your day-to-day is locally.
Yes, they count more than you think.
Mm-hmm.
So read, please. Don't look at memes and headlines and say, I know what's going on. Actually dig into some really boring reading.
Yeah.
That's how you find out what's going on.
And go back through interviews, their TV interviews or, on the spot interviews.
Sure. Look at voting. If nothing else, look at their voting record.
Yeah.
Right.
If they have one.
Right. Yeah. That's a simple thing to do. Look at voting records. Look at what people have supported.
Yeah.
And make your decisions, based on something real, not some asshole spouting off on social media or Instagram or TikTok or whatever
Tom,
other nonsense.
You said boring reading. You know what came to my mind when you said boring?
What?
Come on now. We're after 10.
Fire! Get out and vote. Yeah.
Kevin Nelson said he did a couple of Facebook live streams at the Quincy Square Fan Zone on Friday. I actually saw those, Kevin. That was great. You're working your way up to outlaw status. We should make you a correspondent.
Yeah.
Tom, anything else?
No, I mean, really, it's that time of year. I mean, we're creeping up on the primaries, and it's time to start paying attention. So, while you're out barbecuing and having a cold beer after mowing the lawn, read a little bit about your local representatives or candidates and know what you're talking about. Please get out and vote. Please.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't care who you vote for. I just care that you get off your ass and vote.
Yeah.
Sounds fair enough.
Right, agreed.
Paul, parting shots.
Yeah, because you decided you thought it would be funny to bring up the Beavis and Butthead thing, I'm going to return the favor, Kevin.
No, perfect. Boing.
Well, the World Cup is going on right now.
Oh,
yes,
God.
It is.
Yes, it is.
By the way,
I would no, Kevin, zip it, Kevin, zip it. No, not hold.
This is about the World Cup. Lori mentioned earlier that the Egypt-Iran game was tonight.
I was wrong.
It's not.
Thursday.
It's Thursday.
Yeah.
Thank
Sorry,
you.
my bad.
Go ahead, Paul. I just had to
I think it
correct
was
that.
Iran, Australia tonight.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Go ahead, Paul.
So
USA.
The United States, for the first time in their history, has won their first two games. They've not only won their first two games, they did it in convincing fashion. They dominated. It was awesome. So they're automatically through to the next round, and they've won after the first two games. They've actually already won their division. And if you guys want to go online onto TikTok or wherever and see something really cool, go on and look at the videos that people from overseas, especially from Japan and Europe, are saying about the United States. It is all over social media, TikTok and stuff like that. Like a very common line is, we were lied to about the United States. And these people are coming here and they are just absolutely having an amazing time. And people are talking about how clean it is in places. Obviously, they don't know what happened in Seattle before they got there, but that's okay. But after the game in Seattle, where the United States beat Australia 2-0, to see 70,000 people singing Country Roads by John Denver when the game was over was just fucking amazing. It was just the coolest thing in the world. Kevin, I get that you don't like soccer, football, whatever, okay? Respectfully, fuck you. It's a great sport. International soccer is absolutely amazing. It would do you some good to culture yourself. Learn a little bit about the sport. Watch some fucking highlights, Learn a little bit. Support your country, man. The World Cup only comes around once every 4 years. It's absolutely amazing. And heck, just 8 years ago, the U.S. didn't even qualify for it was 12 years ago. U.S. didn't even qualify for the World Cup. And I mean, it's just, there are teams playing in the World Cup from countries I had never even heard of. I mean, the Ivory Coast has a team that qualified for the World Cup this year. Cape Verde qualified for the World Cup this year. Do you know where the country of Cape Verde is, Kevin?
Isn't it it's in Africa, kind of by Ivory Coast, right? Isn't it kind of on the...
It's a group of islands off the west coast of Africa.
Yeah.
They only fucking have 600,000 people.
Yeah.
We have cities bigger than that.
Yeah.
Right? Only 600,000 people. Yeah. And they qualified and they're playing, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen this Thursday in Seattle when Egypt plays Iran in a pro LGBTQ game. That should be newsworthy.
Well, I'm really hoping that the city of Seattle got all their goats out of town, but go ahead.
Well, listen, I don't know if you're aware of this or not, but the city of Seattle has taken vacant commercial space and has opened it up as a headquarters for protesting groups.
Yeah.
Like I think this Thursday is going to be a fucking nightmare and a disaster for the city of Seattle. Because Ari Hoffman and Jonathan Cho were openly out reporting, going, "Oh my God, they've got all these Antifa-like groups, these leftist groups that are there to protest these teams and these countries, when Seattle's the ones that's supposed to be inviting them." I mean, it's absolutely asinine to me. Anyway, that's all I will say about that, and I will tell people.
Imagine how bad it'll be, Paul, if this World Cup has been so successful, everything's gone well, and then on Thursday in Seattle, it turns into May Day chaos.
Part of me hopes it does.
How much of a black eye that'll be, not just on the city of Seattle, but on the U.S. as a whole.
Yeah, well, for sure, dude. And I will close with one more thing. I've got a new podcast that I'm starting. If you listen to our intro and you hear the gal with the British voice, it's only going to be about 30 minutes long, a couple times a month. But she is a UFO investigator who worked with Nick Pope, the former head of the Department of Defense in England. And we're going to have some fun talking just about the topic and the subject. And if you haven't gone to see it, Disclosure Day is absolutely worth seeing.
Okay.
So
I'd like to add on to Paul's comments about the World Cup. I would like everybody to ponder the remote possibility that U.S. plays England on July 4th.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, that is a possibility.
But wait, there's more.
That's possible.
Yes.
In
Yes.
Philadelphia.
In Philadelphia.
I thought it was going to be in Seattle. I thought they could play in Seattle.
It depends on how the other teams finish.
Yep.
The U.S. has already won their group. It depends on what the other teams do. But there is to Lori's point, there is a real legitimate chance the United States will play England on July 4th in Philadelphia in a single game elimination round.
I do not follow soccer, but I will absolutely watch that game.
That's a watch
Oh,
party.
yeah.
Yeah, I will watch that game.
Although we better win. That's all I got to say.
We kind of have to.
Yeah, we have to.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This is not my parting shot, but I'm just going to say all this soccer talk is nonsense.
There's going to be more of it for the next few weeks, Kevin. Get used
Can
to
you
it.
run 6 miles?
Can I run 6 miles?
Yeah,
Not very fast, but yeah.
For 90 minutes?
But that's a ridiculous question. I never said they weren't athletes. They're certainly athletes. Professional wrestlers are athletes. Listen, my issue with soccer has always been the same. There's too many ties. There's too little scoring. There's too much flopping.
Your issue with soccer is you don't know enough about it to appreciate it.
My issue with soccer is
I agree with the
there's
flopping.
too many ties, there's too much flopping, and there's not enough scoring. If you brought back the major indoor soccer league, remember when we used to have that in town, Paul? They used to play in the Kingdom. Pele came up here.
Yeah,
and played.
it was the Sounders. I get it. What you just said, though, there's too much flopping, and I'm going to tell you what happened in the American game. But listen, in the American game a week ago, when they were playing Paraguay, the Paraguayan player flopped. And they gave a yellow card to the American player. And you know what happened? They now have instant replay in soccer. And guess what happened? They saw that the American player didn't touch the Paraguayan player and that he flopped on purpose. They reversed it and gave the yellow card to the Paraguayan player.
That's as it should be.
And they did that specifically to reduce flopping.
It's horrible. It is. It's just horrible. They still need to address the ties and the lack of scoring.
But a tie isn't really a tie, Kevin. That's the thing. First of all, when it comes to tiebreakers, so in the World Cup, if you win a game, you get 3 points. If you tie a game, you still get 1 point. If you lose, you get 0 points. And that's how the United States has already moved on because they've already got 6 points in their first round. Right. And that was enough points for them to already move on. So you still get points with a tie. The best defenses in soccer can win. It's no different than football.
I get that. And I wouldn't be opposed to a tie every once in a while, but they have such a high percentage of games that end in ties. Like, listen, I'll never support a sport where you got to go out and spend $200 on tickets, $40-50 on parking. You make it all the way down there. You spend, $60-70 on food and beverage or whatever. And then 90 minutes later, the thing is over and it ends in a 0-0 tie. That is the most ridiculous thing in the world. If it's a sport, you have a winner and a loser. Soccer represents the everybody gets a trophy mentality. If you're tied at the end of regulation, then you go to penalty kicks. So you go to something, but you have to have a winner every time.
You're just not accurate, brother. I love you, but you're not accurate because in this sport, you get points for wins, points for ties, and then you have goal differential.
Yeah, giving everybody
like
a
the
point
United
for
States,
a tie is like giving everybody a participation trophy. You didn't win. You shouldn't.
You're not. It's not registering with you. As these teams are moving through, yeah, you can get a tie, but a tie still gets you 1 point. So if you tie another team, you only get 2 points, right? You have to be able to score enough points, and the points are attributed to wins versus ties versus losses.
All right.
And then comes the goal differential. So every goal matters. Every tie matters.
Got it.
I just want you to, educate
if you
yourself.
want to enjoy soccer, more power to you, dude. Like literally,
I will.
I'm not saying other people shouldn't enjoy it. I'm just saying, in my opinionated, over grandiose self.
Yes.
Okay. That
all of the above.
On the list of things that are not sports.
In your opinion,
soccer is not a sport. NASCAR is not a sport, and horse racing is only a sport for the horses.
Oh, good God, Kevin.
I'll agree with you on 2 of the 3 of those.
Which one do you not agree with?
Soccer's a sport.
Okay.
It's not a sport I enjoy, but it is a sport.
Not a sport.
It takes athleticism. It takes
wrestling is a sport.
I didn't say wrestling. Okay. Pro wrestling was a sport. No, pro wrestling is it's entertainment. It's fake.
Mm-hmm.
I'm honest enough to admit that. I still watch it, but I'm honest enough to admit it.
So just so we all know, Kevin does not watch soccer because it's not a sport, but he'll watch oiled up men in their underwear wrestle. Just check it.
You've been to my house to watch oiled up men in their underwear wrestle as well.
Yes, but I also don't call soccer not a sport.
Soccer's not a sport.
Okay.
It's like saying Knots Landing and Dynasty were sports. No, they're just entertainment.
Wrap it
All
up.
right.
And probably
good night,
less
everybody.
walking. Probably less.
I love you guys.
I haven't given my parting shot yet. You fuck.
Well, you kept talking. You kept going. Everybody thought you gave your final shot.
I had to respond to your stupid soccer talk.
No, you didn't.
So listen, a couple things I want to touch on. One, again, it is Father's Day. Thanks to all the dads out there. My heart is with any dads who are not able to be a dad because of the actions of their child's mom. There are situations where parents, fathers should be kept from their kids, but there's a lot of times when it shouldn't be, and it's just because of the vindictive nature of crazy women who use their children as leverage. They deserve to die. They deserve to die in a fire. There's that. Secondly, I want to encourage people to stay away from the distraction news that we have.
Mm-hmm.
There's more conversation going on right now about an issue with the paint job at the reflecting pool in DC than there is about what's going on with Iran, what's going on in DC politically, what's going on in state government. We're getting a lot of nonsensical, unimportant news that's distracting us from the important things. So please, you can pay attention to the stupid stuff, but pay attention to the important stuff as well. Thirdly, I really want to wish Happy Father's Day. I got an email earlier today that said, K-Dog, please, please, please wish a Happy Father's Day to the Seattle Seahawks because we know that they're the daddy of the San Francisco 49ers. So Happy Father's Day to the Seahawks. And lastly, protect and respect each other. That's all. Just love each other, do good things for good people, take care of each other. Don't go to Seattle if you don't have to, especially on Thursday. It's gonna be a poop show.
Crap.
Yeah.
To be in Seattle.
No, you know what? I was supposed to work in Seattle. I've already requested not to work in Seattle that day, and I already got it approved because Kevin knew.
I don't have a choice. We're implementing the new software.
Do you feel like you have a cold coming on? I'm sick.
No, because I'm on 7-day a week for the next 3 weeks.
How many games will they play until there's a winner? Margie wants to know. Paul, do you know the answer to that?
144.
Is it 144?
144 game tournament.
144 game tournament.
That sounds about right.
And out of 144 games,
32, 16, 8, 4.
And out of those 144 games, there'll probably be 6 goals scored. Congratulations.
Oh my gosh, Kevin.
All right. We love you guys. We appreciate you. Thanks again to our sponsors, Destination Highway 420, located on Hollis Street in East Bremerton. Stop in and see them for a wide selection of cannabis products, really knowledgeable cannabis staff. They can help you find all the things to fit your needs and your budget. Must be 21 years old to enter. Please use responsibly. Destination Highway 420 on Hollis Street in Bremerton. Proud supporter of the Outlaw Radio Network. Thanks to Black Ring Spirits, home of the Outlaw Radio Network's live shows. You can always stop in and see us if you'd like to. We have a couch here. You can sit down and chill out in the distillery and pick up a beverage of your choice from Tom, and we'll give you a microphone, let you make a fool out of yourself. I mean,
sure.
Can't do any worse than Tara fucking Simmons. But feel free to stop in and see us and enjoy the show. We'd love to see you. Also, thanks to Kitsap Great Escape, the only escape room in Kitsap County. That's not true, actually. There's one in Paulsbo now. So they're still the best escape room in Kitsap County. Stop in and see them. Visit them at kidsstopgreatescape.com. Find out about the newest room, the Lunar Curse. It's getting rave reviews all over Google and Morty, which is a escape room rating app. Yeah, Morty. Yeah, there's a lot of them, but Lunar Curse is getting all the really good reviews. People are talking about it. It's great. It kind of has a Harry Potter vibe to it. So if you want to find out more, visit kidsstopgreatescape.com or give them a call and ask them about all 4 of the rooms. Heads up too, by the way, they will be at Whaling Days with the portable escape room, and there will be the Kitsap County Fair with the portable escape room as well. Stop in and say hi to them. It'll be a lot of fun. Tell them K-Dog sent you. Unless you don't like us, and then I didn't say a thing. Also, thanks to what's it called?
Admin
Evergreen Grace. Thank you, Evergreen Grace Cleaning. You can find them on
I knew where it was
Facebook.
stuck.
Evergreen Grace. If you have residential, commercial, any kind of cleaning you need done, check out Evergreen Grace. I'll be more than happy to help you out. Really quality work done. You're going to feel like you've walked into a new build when they're done with it. And then lastly, Admin a la carte. They do all the background stuff for the show, the merch setup, the streaming setup, all the backdoor stuff in the in the website and in the portal and all that kind of stuff. Stuff I don't really understand. But if you're looking to make your e-commerce really stand out, check in admin-alacarte.com. Tell Andy that we sent you and find out how they can help take your e-commerce and your website to the next level. Am I forgetting anybody? No?
Sounds good.
Speaking of backdoor, Beeler would still like a finger in her ass. We appreciate you guys. Have a great night. This has been the Outlaw Radio Network. You can catch us at outlawradionetwork.com. Anything else I'm forgetting? Anything else I need to remember?
Go Mariners, go USA.
Oh my God! Don't even be starting the Mariners, man. They are fading quicker than
Kevin with the date.
Yeah, they're fading so fast, man. They're back to 500 today. Yesterday they're a game up over 500 right now because they finally beat the Red Sox. But this team is in deep crap. They got to get their offense figured out.
They need to sleep more. You got a lot of new dads on the team.
Well, that's true. That's true. John Walker said, "Stay cool this week. Good show."
Yes.
Thanks, John. Hey, if you like the show, be a friend, tell a friend, share the show over all of your social media platforms. If you didn't like the show, pretend like we were never here. That's going to conclude the show, guys. We appreciate you. This is the Outlaw Radio Network, outlawradionetwork.com. Have a great week. We'll see you next Sunday. Chris Kurgan in studio. And Paul, will you be in studio next Sunday? Or probably not?
I don't know, dude. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to try to be.
All right. It'll be great to see you in person.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night. I hope Amber's okay.
Good night.
Right.
Maybe
she's good.
Maybe she ate Paul's cooking and she's
good.
sick.
Oh.
Hey, Niners.
Good.
What's your day? Good night, everybody. Outlaw Radio.
Good night.
Good night.
What, dude? No. Well, I gotta work.